tunaweza mkutano yote kama tujiandae na maombi. Mtu mmoja ile anajua kuomba vizuri atuombee, either from this side or the other side. Naona anaweza kutuombea huko. Najua nyinyi mnaweza lia na maombi mzuri sana. Asante.
Tusimame na tuombe. Baba Mwenyezi Mungu, tumekuja asubuhi hii mbele yako tukiwa tumeungamana hapa kama wana msalaba siku ya leo, tukiwa tunaomba utupe hekima na maarifa kwa yale yote tunaenda kuongea, sababu ni minajili ya uwezo wa watu wako. Tawala viongozi wa hii, tawala hata sisi wana life member. Tunapoanza tuanze na wewe, tunapomaliza tumalize na wewe, na ni katika jina la Yesu naomba tukiamini.
Nafikiria nataka tungeenda tujione nani because kuna watu wengi hapa wageni msingi for the first time, but you say where you come from, kama ni Tongoreni, kama ni wapi, tujue, so that it gives us that time tujue watu gani wamejaribu sana. There was a time we only came from one particular area, so kindly tuanzie nani ataweza kukimbia na hii kitu hii, kwa sababu sisi only one, hakuna ingine, si ndio? That means nani atakuwa hapo, kijana mdogo sana kwa ndio pate kwa sababu
Baba, introduction.
Okay, my name is Daniel Wangila. I'm life member of Bungoma branch. I'm former coordinator in this branch, or I'm the founder of the branch. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Morning. My name is Ephraim Baraka. I'm a volunteer from KMTC Bungoma. I'm Ephraim Baraka from KMTC Bungoma.
Good morning. My name is Liz Njogu, a youth volunteer from Kandui sub-county. I am supporting safeguarding at county level. Asanteni.
Morning. I'm Faith Makoha from Kimilili sub-county, volunteer.
Good morning. I'm Helen Makulia from Sirisia. I'm a life member. Thank you.
Habari zenu. Ni Gladys Malianya, volunteer Cheskaki. Morning. Wanyonyi Damari, life member Kandui.
Praise God. I'm Adlet Mtoro Nabiswa from Webuye East Sub-County, a life member and also a volunteer. I'm Grace Liaka from KMTC Bungoma.
Good morning. I'm Ian Kosgei from KMTC Bungoma chapter.
Good morning. I'm Yuna Chepchichir from Bungoma KMTC volunteer.
Praise God. Megan Mora from Kibabe University.
Good morning. Joaquin Michira, Kibabe University chapter chair.
Good morning. Chepkori Rono, KMTC chapter.
Thank you, Baba.
Good morning, members. My name is Alex Lijodi from Kabuchai sub-county, life member.
Good morning.
God is good. Yeah, all protocols observed. My name is Dr. Betty Opilo. I'm a live member of Bungoma County and I come from Webuye West and I teach in Masinde Muliro University. Thank you so much.
Habari ya asubuhi. Leo hamkunywa chai leo. Majina yangu naitwa Sirengo Peter from Kandui here. My department is disaster. Sawa. Naitwa Duncan Lumbasi.
Honorable members, Bonvenja Wahungu from Malakisi. I don't know if maybe tendering the apologies will come later or we can as well give.
Honorable members, my name is Mary Ito from Kimilili Sub-County.
Naitwa Ben Wekesa Obama, natoka Cheptais Cheskaki Ward. Asante.
Majina naitwa Wycliffe Chuma Simiyu, a vocal person Kandui and life member.
Naitwa Augustine Msoko, life member from Bumula.
Cosmas Opuri, volunteer Kenya Redcross Bumula.
Ni Paul Wangila kutoka Bumula, ni volunteer.
Kwa majina ni Morkona Ibei Saj, Cheptai Sub-County, Bungoma branch, life member.
Habari asubuhi. Mimi naitwa Robert Mahos kutoka Sirisha.
Eric Misiko, Kandui Sub-County.
Habari ya asubuhi. Naitwa Samuel Mutinda, volunteer Kandui Sub-County.
Good morning. Naitwa Charlton Deritu, volunteer Kandui.
Good morning. Naitwa Martin Mambo, Kandui, Bungoma branch.
Good morning. Naitwa Masiluya Dennis, Kandui, volunteer.
It's not yet.
Good morning. I am Moses Sichai Sakong from Mount Elgon, life member. Thank you.
Okay, members, thanks a lot. We are now coming here to introduce ourselves. These are the members for this particular board. Tuanzie Omwana.
Good morning. My name is Mary Wamwana. I'm the youth chair.
Good morning, members. I'm Sarah Jamin from Kimilili Sub-County, board member. Karibuni sana.
Honorable members, naitwa Peter Makali, board member from Kandui.
Honorable members, Kaspa Kitui, board treasurer.
Morning members. Kwa majina naitwa William Namasake, board member from Bumula, and I'm the member in DEFCON committee. Alafu kitu ingine na washukuru kwa niaba ya chair, vile nimenakili hapa, around 6 sub-counties have attended. Kwa hivyo ninawashukuru sana. Tunaonekana wachache, but you have managed to represent your various sub-counties. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. We also have technicians, the technical team. Wako wapi? Hey, technical team. Bilima. Unajua ni nani unaingiza mkono kwa mfuko?
Invo. I'm Farisenos. I support the finance function.
Invo. I'm Bure Brian, supporting dissemination and programs.
Invo members, I'm Collins Mtanda, supporting logistics.
Good morning, members. I'm Margaret Wanyonyi, County Coordinator.
And I'm Cheptai John, the chair. Now, I'm happy my immediate person here said that you have 6 sub-counties represented. That means tumejaribu sana. The other thing that I'm feeling happy here is the youth. If we had more than 3/4 of the youth here, if the other members will not come, we are appreciate, because those are the backbone of the branch. Without youth, branch hakuna kazi. So today I'm happy that I've seen some youth around, and I've also stayed within so that you can discuss 1 or 2 issues. Now, without taking long, as I said, I'm Cheptai John, that's my name. I want to go direct to the coordinator. Please, fanye kazi tuone. Now, the other thing I would request, I might be a bit faster. Sijui kwa nini, but I like going to maliza haraka, mnaenda kazi ingine. Na wakati tufika kwa maswali, uliza swali inaweza kukusaidia, na inaweza saidia branch. Na kama kuna have an idea that is good, please utupatie. Uone whether we shall implement ama no. Kwa sababu if we meet the next time, tunauliza hii kitu tulisema, if what happened, it will be very important indeed. Nobody is perfect. I'm sure nobody is perfect. Even the Mama Jews were not the Mama Jews were not perfect. They could not even identify Jesus. Mpaka wakatumia nani the stars. Na who am I Cheptai to be so 100% perfect? Asante.
So members, we will go straight to the program. We all have this with us attached in our files. And so we began late. We were to begin at 8 to around 9 registration. And so I'm going to read the notice of convening the AGM. So the annual general meeting of Kenya Red Cross Society, Bungoma County, notice hereby given to all the members of Kenya Red Cross Society, Bungoma branch, that the annual general meeting shall be held on 25th, which is today, April 2026, at the Kenya Red Cross Bungoma Hall from 9:30 to 1 p.m. You are all welcome. The agenda number 1, we are going to have the reading of the notice for convening the AGM, exactly what I'm doing. Number 2, reciting of the Kenya Red Cross 7 fundamental principle, which is going to be done by the Kibabi chapter. Apologies, we are going to receive the apologies from various persons. Reading and confirmation of the previous minutes of the 26th April 2025 AGM and matters arising from those minutes. The reports, we are going to receive the reports as scheduled. We are going to have the report from the chair, report from the youth, the county coordinators report, and the treasurer and the auditors report, which will be taken by the auditors. And then financial audited report, yes, I've indicated the treasurer and the auditor will support that. And then we will have the consideration and adoption of the financial year 2025 audited financial report. We are going to have the volunteers awards, and then there, in case of any other business, that will be done. If not, the meeting will be concluded. Asanteni.
Yes, members, do I adapt the agenda, the minutes, the agendas for the day? Nana anasema sawa, alafu mwingine anasema na second. before we start this meeting, somebody might say hapana, itakani tufanye hii mkutano. Yes, Boni. Mwingine? Jina? Usaba Washanju. Good. Sasa nafikiria the meeting itaanza.
Nimetapo zangu.
Kibabii University charter. I want a student, somebody to give us the principles, the 7 principles. Hako wapi? Fundamental principles.
Good morning. Good morning once more. We are the Kibabii and KMTC chapter. We are going to recite the 7 fundamentals of the Red Cross. I'm starting with the humanity. The key principle for Kenya Red Cross is helping the needy people and saving lives.
Yes. The second fundamental of the Red Cross is the impartiality. About the impartiality, aid is given without discrimination. People are helped based on need, regardless of the race, gender, social, and the most needy are prioritized.
The third fundamental principle is neutrality, whereby Kenya Red Cross Society serves people without taking sides, meaning there is fairness.
The fourth principle, we have independence. This means that Red Cross, they offer services without being influenced by political or religious influence to ensure that they have helped to alleviate suffering in our community.
The fifth principle is voluntary service, meaning that Kenya Red Cross works, or Kenya Red Cross work is driven by people who dedicate their time and skills to help others without expecting any pay.
The sixth principle is unity. Kenya Red Cross is one. It's open to all and serves the whole territory.
The last principle of Kenya Red Cross is universality. The Kenya Red Cross, all societies offer equal support and service to all people without considering status. Thank you.
After tunaendelea, unfortunately, part of our members are not within us, they are not with us here. Sunday. Kiona boat, karibu tunajaa tu. There are about some few members, board members who are not here and they might not be with us today. And there's somebody very important who has just come in. Since he's above us, when it comes to administration, he has to say something or introduction before he leaves because he has some issues with his health. Bwana daktari, si tuko tumemaliza introduction, wewe unasema introduction yako, unasema kuna mtu mwingine amekaa hapo mbele hatumjui. Tuko tumemaliza vikao.
Elimu members. Sidhani kama kuna wale hawanijui, but kwa majina naitwa Nabiswa. Life member hapa, but nawakilisha kwa region. Sasa ile yenye anasema chair anasema sitakuwa kwa muda because
sijisikii vizuri sana na niko na appointment na daktari, but cha muhimu tuwe tuna peaceful AGM, tufuate agenda vile iko na officials wako. Kama kuna issues msingoje wakati wa kongamano ndio mna raise, so mng'ang'ane na agenda vile iko, alafu kama kuna issues zenye tunaweza tatua escalate, tutatatua tu, sisi tuko umuhimu tu. So nitatoka kidogo but nitarudi tena. Asante.
Asante sana daktari. So yeye ako region but in charge of a certain department. As I was saying, we have 4 members who are not here and they will not be with us today. Dr. Wambusi, who is in Meru, Muyelele, who is on the way to Nairobi. He has a meeting tomorrow with some donors. Scholar is also a board member, but there's an issue going on at his or her home kwa watoto kidogo. Alafu have somebody called Kongani, who is a principal of a school somewhere. They are meeting the Speaker of National Assembly this morning. So kindly, if most of them might not be with us, but those ones will be able to finish earlier wherever they are, they will meet us going on. But since tuko na daktari anajaza ile pengo ingine ilikuwa tuna wenzetu wameenda. So kindly, nafikia tumefika hapo. Let me hand over to coordinator. Yeah, endelee na kazi ingine.
So members, I'm going to read, we are going to get the apologies first. Apart from the apologies of the board, can we get any other apology through any member? Yes?
Catherine Mugambi ameomba apology. She is sick. She is live member. And the Boniface Waswa also, he is in the funeral.
Apology for Penina Nanjala, who is a life member. She is also attending some funeral somewhere.
Joseph Sirafu.
Apology from Dr. Victor Wafula, ako busy, ako duty Bumula District Hospital.
La pasa.
Apology from Leona Keteyo. She is at a meeting at Kibabi High School. Then just as he went for a party.
Thank you.
Okay, I received apologies from Dr. Mahmoud. He's unable to attend, and Dr. Masakman, they were also unable to attend. So with those, I'll proceed to the minutes, confirmation of the minutes of the 2025 AGM. So we all have the minutes, we can go through together. The minutes of Kenya Redcross Bungoma branch annual general meeting that was held on 26th April 2025 at the Kenya Redcross Society Bungoma Hall from 10 a.m. The agendas were as stated there.
Before you continue with this, I don't know whether Maybe I will pose a question. When did we do election?
It was the same day.
Just a moment. When did we do election? Because to me, these minutes are supposed to be 2024-25. And we are now 2025-26, which means the minutes for today will be read next year. And the minutes for last year would be read today. And when going through these minutes, they are for 2024-25. So the minutes for 2025 is not reflecting here, which we are going to discuss. I don't know, I stand for correction.
The dates up, because it should have been 24, M25, 24, 25. So that's just an error. So that error cannot make us have that problem. But I'm happy that you have identified it, so that next time we don't repeat.
But Mr. Chairman, this one does not go into these notes.
What?
As I'm going to these notes, it is reflecting for what we discussed 2024.
Hold on. Let us continue. After finishing, you react.
The minutes, the general meeting that was held on 26th April 2025. It's clearly indicated here. It's only the typo in number 4 that reads reading and confirmation of the previous minutes 2024. These are 2025. It's just a typo. But if you read the headline here, it is clearly indicated the meeting that was held on 26th April 2025.
Mr. Chairman, as we continue the comment in, we support that.
So then we had matters arising from the previous AGM, the chairperson's report, the youth chairperson's report, the county coordinator's report, presentations and adoption of the audited financial, AOBs, elections, and then adjournment. Minute 1. The chairperson called the meeting in order at 10 a.m. with an opening word of prayer by Job. He then welcomed all members, volunteers, partners, and board members present and expressed his appreciation for their attendance of the annual general meeting despite their busy schedules. He proceeded to read the notice convening the AGM, which outlined the agenda for the day. The notice and the agenda were duly confirmed and seconded by the present members. Agenda 2. The chairperson confirmed that the required quorum had been attained, making the meeting duly constituted to proceed. He then invited all members present to introduce themselves by stating their names, respective sub-counties, and the type of membership. Following this, the board members and the partners also took the opportunity to introduce themselves. The members present was attached, and then the members present with apologies. We had Dr. Idris, who is the SG. We had Professor Ipara Odeo, Dr. Mohamed Said, Mrs. Mary Malomba, Mr. Matthias Wanyela, Mr. Vitalis Muchenje, Mrs. Rose Wafula, Alvista Jacqueline, Andrew Wanyonyi, Mike Malomba, Wycliffe Simiu, Gladys Nabiswa, Walter Isoka, and Gaudensia Pombo. The fundamental principles of the Kenya Red Cross Society were recited by Mary Wamwana and Sela Amkoya, and their meaning with the society was explained. This was in view as stated. Minute 4, sorry. The chairperson read the minutes of the previous annual general meeting. Members confirmed the minutes as the true record of proceeding. The minutes were confirmed and seconded by Shadrach and Paul. Matters arising from the previous minutes. In minute 7, there was a correction of spelling from Ikue to Ikue movement. In minute 8, it was noted that members had previously agreed to make annual contribution of 1,000. However, the initiative had not been implemented. The chairperson's report. Before presenting his report, the chairperson requested members to observe a moment of silence in honor of a departed member and volunteers, including a board member, Jacqueline. In his report, the chairperson highlighted notable improvement in branch infrastructure, including the renovations of the branch hall and washrooms. He explained the plans that were underway to fully equip the hall to offer conference services as a means of income generating activity. He further noted that the ongoing renovation had contributed to the reduced conferencing income experience during mostly in 2025. Additionally, he pointed out the challenges insufficient in conference desk while limiting hiring the opportunity. On income generating activity, he reported the revival of greenhouse project, which was currently producing the tomatoes. He stated that the progress was achieved through engagement of professionals in climate smart agriculture, including conducting soil testing to enhance suitability. He mentioned the plans that were underway to install the borehole and water pump to support the projects. Furthermore, efforts were being made to identify partners to assist in acquiring a water tank and solar panel to help reduce electricity costs. The chairperson urged the incoming board to continue supporting volunteers in strengthening branch activity. He acknowledged the county coordinator, the committee members, Secretary General for visiting Bungoma and engaging with volunteers and listening to their concerns. He reaffirmed his commitment to the acquisition of the branch vehicle and the renovation of the RAB hall, and urged the incoming leadership to ensure continuity of these initiatives. Minute 7. The county coordinator's youth report. The youth chairperson report was presented by a youth focal person. He outlined the key youth activities undertaken during the year 2024. This included community cleaning exercise, anti-jiggers campaign, and greenhouse preparation, as well as sensitization on GBV. The youth were also actively involved in climate change and environmental protection initiative along first aid training, disease preparedness, on efforts focusing Ebola and Mpox. The report indicated that these activities were aligned with the fixed thematic areas: health, peace building, prevention, climate action, livelihood, and economic empowerment, leadership, and governance. Further highlights included dissemination sessions that reached over 2,000 students, as well as community engagement initiatives that were aimed at promoting volunteer recruitment, Additional efforts encompass blood donation, mental health and psychosocial support activities, and youth-led income-generating projects such as Fridge and Greenhouse Initiative. It was noted that these proceeds from the project will be reinvested into establishing a chicken rearing project. The report also outlined key challenges faced, including limited resources, as well as issues related to volunteer retention and engagement. Looking ahead, they had their plans that were planned for 2026, included youth exchange programs with the Uganda Red Cross, blood donation drives in partnership with the Rotary Club in Bungoma, and continuation of anti-jiggers campaign in Bungoma South constituency. Minute 8, the county coordinator's report. The county coordinator expressed appreciation to the board and members present before delivering comprehensive report, which was supported by pictorial and video presentation. The reports outlined key activities implemented in alignment with the Kenya Red Cross 2021 to 2025 strategic goals. In strategic 1, focused on enabling communities to anticipate, prepare, and recover quickly from crisis, several interventions were highlighted. In strategic goal 2, emphasis on supporting community to lead healthy life and access opportunities to social, economic, and psychosocial support. Strategic goal 3, which outlined promotes youth-led positive change. The county coordinator and the volunteers had been trained in production and reusable sanitary pads. And finally, strategy 4 on building strong and resilient society through coordinated community efforts. The report further highlighted 2 major long-term donor-funded projects: prevention awareness, raising on GBV, and promotion of inclusive climate and resilience. This initiative involved collaboration with key stakeholders, including the national, the county government, the Ministry of Health, Education, National Council for Persons with Disabilities, the NGAO, and the community members. In addition, several short-term public health and emergencies projects were implemented. This included MPOX draft-funded projects by the IFRC, the polio, the Ebola, and WASH initiative. She outlined key challenges encountered during implementation. This included the limited financial resources and which affected tracing services and underscored the need for sustainability resource mobilization. In conclusion, she recommended strengthening resource mobilization efforts to facilitate the acquisition of the branch vehicle and to enhance the branch overall emergency response capability. Minute 8. Adoption of the reports. The reports were proposed as follows. The chairperson's report was done by Mary, seconded by Simiu. Youth was done by Elizabeth, seconded by Wekesa. County coordinator was done by Wafula, seconded by Edwin. Financial by Davis, seconded by Abed. Minute 8, presentation and adoption of the audited financial statements for the year 2024. The county branch treasurer presented the financial report for the year 2023-2024, which included the income statement, balance sheet, and cash flow statement. The report was discussed and members' queries were addressed. No additional matter were raised under AOB. And then election of the incoming board. The meeting proceeded with the elections of the incoming board in accordance with the Kenya Red Cross governance procedures. The process began immediately after the lunch break, with IBC officials guiding members through the election procedures, including the do's and the don'ts. The exercise was concluded smoothly and concluded at 5:40 p.m. Following the conclusions, the results were announced and the duly elected board members were presented. Additionally, delegates to represent the branch during the regional AGM were successfully elected. And after the election, the meeting was officially closed at 6:20 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you, madam.
Before correction to adapt kwanza tuseme ilikuwa minute sio ndio sasa tuende correction. You cannot make correction before this of hakuna Okay, you two hold on. Yeah, you two hold on. Any other member who was here? Any other member apart from the two people?
What did you give the report for this? Said even the report. No. But this was the minute.
Sikizeni. Any other member who was here during that time? Kuna member yote hapa? Sikiza bwana. When I say hold on, you also wait for the other people bwana. You are the only person existing in this world. There are so many human beings. Anybody anasema wakati tulikuwa hapa? No. Daktari, can you say something before you say?
Well, I was not in, but this with the extreme respect to life members, especially the member who had, let's make a distinction. I'm aware we also had a life members meeting, and we are hoping that we are also going to have another life members meeting. So the minutes of that life members meeting will be read in that life members meeting, but this is an AGM. So AGM. So I was just asking this gentleman whether after elections they have had any other meeting, which I'm not aware of. So that was a life members meeting. So let's not confuse the two.
Members, sikizeni, kuna life members meeting na kuna annual general meeting. So umechanganya life members na annual general meeting. But you see, there is no single day and life members day wanaweza sema kuna election. You have heard properly kuna election. I have the other thing again. If you go to the Kenya Redcross, we don't have these days to have a list of participants. Ukipata ni the constitution now. Instead, you get a list written by the hand. Inawekwa wapi? Nyuma. Lakini kabisa itaikana hapo mbele. I don't know why. The fact that you had to what else? You can say something because I also questioned that one.
Members, I think this is well explained. Tunachanganyisha the Life Members Day that was held on 24th of October. Then, when we had the AGM year last, 2025, we were giving a report. It is always 1 year, 2024 April to 2025 April. That is 1 year. So those are the minutes that we had that time, and that is when we had the elections. So what we are doing today, we've not begun. We are still reading minutes year 2024, 2025. Then report of 2025 April to 2026 April for the general meeting will be read again next year. What we are going to give today for 2025 April to 2026 April will now be read next year. What we are reading is 2024 April to 2025 April when we had the AGM. On 24th October October, we had the Life Members Day. And so it was passed, every October we are going to have Life Members Day. So the reports of Life Members Day will be read again in October this year. I don't know whether I'm clear. I don't know whether it makes sense. And then now I want to apologize that we were to attach the attendance sheet that has not been attached. We can photocopy them, they will be attached. That is our apology. It was an error on our side. Yes? I don't know whether sasa it makes sense.
Wajua, hii ulimwengu uko na maneno mingi. Sangina tunaweza endo wakachanganyikiwa wakashangaa nini mbaya. But I'm happy that at least you have gotten the message. Kuna so many mikutano imefanywa. Unfortunately, bwana rafiki wangu huyo, he had some information kwa ile mkutano ingine. Sasa akatarajia iwe kwa hii part mbaya, hakuna kwa ina sio hiyo. So at least you have gotten it clear. That's what I was saying. Kuna mtu yote anaelewa hii vizuri, but it looks nobody to actually knew about it. But I appreciate vitu kama hizo ninafanya, it is healthy for us to hata kufanya kama kuna makosa malfani tunasaisha. Otherwise the way I was saying, tutaenda speed kidogo. Ni wenzangu tu wamefanya tukarudi nyuma. Alikuwa amemaliza, you had finished.
Matters arising.
Now, matters. In fact, I was saying that when bwana mkubwa akafanya, I wanted, can you adapt the minutes? To adapt it as not as for matters arising. Where? Augustine. Okay. Mwingine? Yes, mrembo. Sina? And Dr. somebody. Oh, Opino. Asante sana. Now, the minutes have been adapted. Yes.
Maybe to avoid we confirm if present last year. We also confirm if it was present or not.
Who are those?
You should adopt if you are present, so you should confirm.
Exactly. Madam ulikuwa hapo? Anataka ile muda alikuwa hapo. Oh, Edo. Ndio huyo. Sawa, nafikia sasa tumemaliza. I'm happy that you know who was not there and who was there. Kumbe unaweka list yake kando. Sawa. So kindly, matters arising, na twende kwa ile njia nzuri tumalize na tufanye kazi nyingine. Matters arising, ile kitu unaona haikufanyika ama haikuandikwa hivyo, tutaenda speed. Bwana Sirengo, ukumbuke tunaenda kukutana kwa kona bwana somewhere. Usisahau. Now, no matters arising jameni. Mtu anasema hapa iko hivi, I'm happy. Nani Sirengo alimaliza na walimaliza some issues hapo ndani. Sasa nafikia kuna wengine nayo unaweza changia. Another person? Yes. Na itakuja namna gani? Hakuna mtu anakimbia. Don't have somebody.
My name's Adelaide Mutoro Nabisa. Just one of my observations. My observation when writing a minute, when mentioning the people's names, you use assertive language like Mrs. and Mr. and the designation doctor. Just not write the name of the person. I've just told you because I'm also a secretary somewhere. Be blessed.
That is a very good concern, eh? Anaweza kuwa ni umbwa, kumbe ni mtu. Another person, point taken.
My concern is about minute number 8, adoption of the report. I'm just concerned about people who propose and adopt. When you mention somebody, in addition to whatever Madam has said, it's always good because this is an official document, you mention all the names. You don't just say seconded by Simiyu. How many Simiyus are under Red Cross?
Sawa, asante sana. Nafikiria kuna mwingine tena. The only good thing is that the minutes were so short that haina maneno mengi sana. Ndio unaona watu direction hakuna maneno ile iko ndani mingi. Nafikiria tunaweza funga hii chapter. It's unfortunate that we started, but there's a problem somewhere that happened. Na kabla mimi sijasoma speech yangu ya chairperson, nitaomba nyinyi. Bwana Boni, you want to say something? Kwa sababu nataka kwenda chapter nyingine. Yeah? Mwenye anakimbia.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. It's on IGA, minute 6. I can see, maybe I will read part 2, which says, furthermore, efforts were being made to identify partners to assist acquiring a water tank and solar panel to help reduce electricity costs. This is in line with the greenhouse, whereby they were to dig a borehole. So I don't know if we managed to get a partner or not.
The borehole. Iko yeah. Naonekana kila kitu iko tu. So you will get that one from the report of the county coordinator report. So everything is there. Now, sincerely, this has not been good for us. Some times back, I went to Nairobi, South Sea, and they gave somebody a good reward or award. Somebody called Samuel Wangila. Not Wangila huyu, but Wangila somewhere. Unfortunately, after coming, there was a big building in the ECD. That building managed to do away with our volunteer. Unfortunately, that volunteer, apart from being in Kiambu, at the same time he was born in Bungoma, and his home area is Bungoma. So the body was brought here. In Trans Nzoia, we lost a lady called Love recently. It's unfortunate that you people might have not heard about it, but I will always say, kitu kama hicho kitokea, tutembee. So for the sake of those two people and others who have perished in line of duties or a member of Kenya Red Cross in one way or another, please tusimame for 1 minute, alafu then I can now read my name. Asante. Members, I think I'll take short time kwenda through my report. And then from there, we continue. Morning, members. Before I begin my address, I kindly request that we all, of course we have done that one. Now, strategic plans for the year. Over the past year, that's now the year we're talking, 2024 to 2025, and then 2025 to 2026. So that means the year we're talking about is immediate after election. We have been moving steadfast in helping humanity and service to all the people. We have continued upholding our mandate through strong partnership and effective governance. I wish sincerely acknowledge the support received from our donors, especially MFA, CPM, whose projects concluded in December 2025 and March 2026 respectively. The contribution have played a significant role in strengthening our programs and outreach in Bungoma County. The board continues to execute its oversight role through various subcommittees that supports management function, including the focal persons. Now, the board has some committees. These committees, we have Finance and Audit Risk Committee, chaired by the Treasurer. We have Development Committee. I'm supposed to be the chairperson, but sometimes I co-chair, the vice chairperson goes with me. Program Committee. Program Committee, we always organize things like the gala night, what we do there, what we do over there, and then the development comes in. Fundraising also falls inside there. We have resource mobilization. In between, we also have the youth, but that one's a different story because they are around here, they will tell us. You remember we had a resource mobilization gala, which was staged at Siritamu. And we had the other one 2019, Tourist Hotel. I know Suremba and Nani was there. We went almost negative. When they mentioned this one recently, I was worried because the other one went negative. But this one, after the gala night, to me, we moved somewhere positively. So we never failed this one. In the place called Siritamu, we did it, and at least it was successful. Membership and volunteer engagement. We have been in touch with most members, unless you have not been on wall. But members we have been communicating. Recently we had a virtual meeting on 13th of April, I don't know, April. We had members day here, the same year. Now we have annual general meeting. Under such a circumstance, it makes us understand where we are and where we are going. Achievement as a board. We were able to install CCTV. If ukitembea nje huko hivi, najua kitu gani unafanya. Tuna wifi, hatununui ile ya Safaricom na nini, tumeweka. In the process, in most of the activities we have done, we have been ranked number 2 in financial performance. The only one country county which is a bit ahead of us, sijitafanyaji tukonge. Nana anajua county, having in mind that you are a Kenyan and you know more about Kenya Red Cross. Nana anajua county. That county is Turkana. And they were worried of us. For first aid, we were able to get position 1 across the board. That means our members, our volunteers are doing marvelous things. If financially we have moved from almost the position I can't remember, we are negative. There was a time we had negative finances in our pocket. These days we don't talk of negative, tuna move. The membership that we have managed to have within this short time, the members, we have members who have had 34. Sinajua ni pesa. 98 ordinary members, 81 youth, and then 8 clubs in schools. Now the last one, we are going to embark on it seriously this coming season, especially after opening the schools. Tutatembea, tutafika mahali muko, shall reach those areas, tuone what we can do, so that the branch can be active and can be heard from everywhere. Kama kuna branch inaitwa Bungoma Kenya Red Cross. I also appreciate the Kibabi team. It's unfortunate that after your graduation it disappear and go away, but if you are supposed to be there permanently, you could be saying tuko na watu. But wherever you go, serve the community. In conclusion, I extend my heartfelt appreciation to all members, volunteers, partners for their unwavering support they have given to us. That report is not long, but you'll get more information from the county coordinator. Some questions will be answered through the county coordinator. There are so many things. In fact, we have even a four-wheel machine there that we are also fighting for it. And I know we have gone almost 75. One day we shall be owning it. Haitachukua muda mrefu, Mungu kama ako na sisi. Na ikishinda, tuko poa, tunaweza enda tukaleta yetu mpya. Kama ikishindikana, waje si mzuri sana, lakini ikishindikana tunaweza enda. If you are comfortable, what do you do next? Lakini kama iko mbaya ndio unalialia. Lakini sisi tunasema the branch is comfortable na inaenda vizuri. Wapi Dr. Nabiso ameenda? The branch is comfortable na tunaenda vizuri. I also have the technicians around here. They are doing marvelous work. There are only small things here and there. Ile inabidi sisi tukae hapa na tuongee kama members. Hiyo ni report yangu ya chairman. Tuna adapt the same report. Hiyo ni ya leo, si ya juzi. Hiyo ni ya leo. Una adapt report kwanza.
Asante sana bwana chairman. Hiyo report umesema on the site of these activities, that project, we had 3 projects here and it's still going on. Okay, the projects are still going on, but we have not seen the outcome of that. I say that because during our graduation in Kibabi University there, of being as councillors, the PS, permanent secretary, said all these projects that are being projected by the Kenya Red Cross, nothing was done. On the open, she said that. Now, we wanted the progress of this. Secondly, sitarudi hapa tena, nataka nimalize kabisa. Members, mimi ni volunteer na nilikuwa departmental head in this NGO. Na unajua kama wewe uko na ujuzi ama skills, I was appointed to renovate. Yeah, to renovate some of the things here like tents and so on. So when I did that, the payment were not fully paid. One, about the Ebola. Ebola, I did for 5 months and I was supposed to get 48,000, of which they only gave me 12,600. Out of that, you can see the balance which they are supposed to pay me. Even this problem, I had to forward to the coordinator, and she said she has nothing to do unless it's a headquarter. So I did my best. I contacted the headquarter, and then through the headquarter, and then they went through the region, then back to this place. Nothing was done. And they owe me 122,000 shillings to be done for these 3 activities I did. So please, you as the board member, see about it. You have the information.
Sasa shida ni moja. Nataka tutapeleka nje darasani. Kitu kwanza tunadopt ya road. Sasa jameni, mnaongea kabla tuje. Sasa sikija yangu ni mzuri ama ni mbaya? Nataka tu adapt. Alafu baadaye sasa tuongee. But you see, yes bwana. Wewe unataka kwa kusema nini? Kwa sababu nataka tu una adapt, alafu baadaye tuongee sasa.
Najua siwezi adapt kwanza kama sijaongea. Kama upande wa gala night, mlisema mlikuwa na gala night na mpaka na leo hatukujua. By the way, tulikaa hapa kwa mkutano mkasema kwamba tutapanga gala night. Mbona muende mhaishe hall uko Siritamu, lipia pesa mingi na tuko na uwanja hapa, badala ya kusave your resources kidogo yenye tuko nayo mnaenda kulipa huko hall, mnanunua machakula. Mbona sometime tumekuanga na kina Dr. Mohamud hapa, tungefanyia hapa sherehe yetu, badala tukaisha mahali huko tulipe pesa mingi alafu sasa kitu tunajaribu kusema, lakini sio siasa. Mjue ya kwamba na pesa tuko nayo kidogo tutumie vizuri.
It is unfortunate that most members are not standing at the meeting. Mnajua vile mkutano inaendelea, kuna wakati wanasema reaction is when you react. How do you react on something hujajua iko namna gani? Hata maneno mmesomea kwa about gala night, how it was, kitu gani leo mmesomea kweli? Mmesomewa? Amjesomewa, it's just somebody psychologically amejua hapa iko hivi. Baadaye kungojea wasome, wakisoma kumaliza mna react. Please, gentlemen, can you behave like people have ever gone to school? When it comes to minutes, tuangalie minutes. Tukisha maliza wanasema tunaadapt, tukimaliza tunafanya nini? Tuna react. Sasa mnaanza kureact kama hata hatujafika huko. Kindly. Hata wewe nani, nimekuwa na wewe sasa kwa miaka mingi na ujui chochote. Sawa, asante. Sema tu tuna propose na second. Mkimaliza tuna react. Na singependa reaction sasa kwa sababu kuna report ya nani ya coordinator ile inafuata immediately. That one will give us details of what is happening here and there. Hata ile swali umesema ya Siritamu na hii itajibiwa. Ile kile urudiza. Okay. Yes, mrembo wangu.
Invu members wenye wanijui, naitwa Lydia. Ningependa kuongelea upande wa membership. Hii ni sensitive. Kuna some of members hawajapata ujumbe. Alafu to add on that, kindly the admin identify the focal person, walete our life member on board. Asanti.
Sasa to assume I've not read the minutes. I mean the chairman's speech. To assume and sijasoma, si ndio? Tuendelee mbele. No, because naambia watu adapt, wako wanasema ingine. Naambia tu adapt, wako wanaenda huko. What do you do? Can one person propose? What I've read now. Yes, Rose.
My name is Rose Chemos. I propose.
Second. My name is Wycliffe. I second.
Good. Ingawaje yote ingesomwa na baadaye propose, lakini sio mbaya. Now what I want, kitu naomba tu, nataka tuende kwa coordinator and be very keen. Be very keen. Most of the information ile tumeongea juu yake itatokea hapo. Kama kuna kitu tunaweza tengeneza ni vizuri. Na Sami, yeah. Kuna kitu in parables. Hey bwana, this man who is ataki kusikia. Sami.
Sam.
It's not functioning. Iko na magani? Nafikiria kuna stakeholder. Nilitaka kujibu Sami, lakini wacha report ya coordinator iende through. I'll answer. There's something somewhere positively ndasema, alafu utaona iko namna gani. But otherwise coordinator, hebu shika kazi.
So members, we will move to the youth report, and therefore I'll call the youth chairperson or the youth representative to give us their reports.
Are you there?
Simama tu. Iko na huko. Iko na? Nilitumia. Iko huko kwa. Watu wa project kwa hapo ndio. Bado mimi. Bado.
Good afternoon, members. Okay, I'm going to read the youth report, that is the financial year 2025 to 2026. And our youths have been involved in the following activities: community service, disaster response, fighting climate change, and learning new skills, that is first aid skills. And I want to comment on this. During last year, our special group, that is the persons with disability group, were involved in the regional first aid competition. They were number 1. They went to national competitions. They were number 2. And with that honor, through the project of CBM, they trained 40 persons with disability in occupational first aid. A round of applause to our volunteers, kindly. A round of applause. Makofi kwa volunteers wetu. Under dissemination, I think I assumed office when it was when we were going to Q3, that is last year. And in the quarter, we successfully conducted dissemination sessions reaching more than 100 people in multiple locations in various sub-counties. And we also conducted a refresher dissemination sessions for over 200 students across our chapters, that is Kisiwa, KMTC and Kibabi chapter. In the second quarter, we successfully conducted dissemination sessions with over 2,000 students from 3 schools, KMTC Bungoma, KMTC Chwele and Cardinal Otunga Girls. Additionally, within the community, we have actively engaged in various projects such as gender-based violence, promoting inclusive climate change, anti-Jiga campaign, and blood drive. As you all know, our projects have come to an end, and I think CBM ended in December, and also GBV, which ended recently. As we are speaking now, we don't have any project. As for the youths, we are only doing activities like anti-Jiga, blood drive, and community service. Under anti-Jiga campaign, we reached 200 individuals, 115 women and 85 men, 5 of which were PWDs, in hotspots areas within Bungoma South and Cheptai's constituency. As part of the initiative, the treated individuals received shoes and clothing to help prevent reinfection and improve their overall well-being. In the second quarter, our youth volunteers conducted an anti-Jiga campaign successfully, treating 199 individuals, 113 women, and 86 men. I think I'm repeating myself. Under community service, these are the activities that our volunteers participated in. Market cleanups, visiting children's home, opening drainage systems, and greenhouse maintenance. That was the Q3 last year. As we're speaking now, our greenhouse is not working, and there were so many challenges that came up and it collapsed. Under peace building and conflict prevention, KRCS youth through the MFA GBV program participated in peace building and conflict prevention initiatives in Mount Elgon. The aim was to promote harmony and stability within the community. Activities included community dialogue sessions on gender-based violence and prevention measures. Youth played a key role in facilitating community engagement and participation. Engagements promoted understanding and cooperation among different youth groups. Collaborated with groups such as addressed gender-related tensions, contributing to a more cohesive society. Under blood drive, our volunteers in collaboration with the Rotary Club of Bungoma, Arsenal and Manchester United fans groups, and Bungoma County Referral Hospital organized a successful blood donation drive. This exercise took place at Bungoma County Referral Hospital and Bungoma National Polytechnic, where a total of 50 pints of blood were collected to support patients in need. And again, this exercise took place at Bungoma County Referral Hospital in Q2, whereby we collected 200 pints of blood. Under mental health psychosocial support, In the first quarter, mental health and psychosocial support sessions were regularly conducted for volunteers and community members. These sessions aimed to empower participants with the necessary skills and knowledge to manage their mental health effectively and promote overall well-being within the community. Under Youth IGS, as from last years, we had a refrigerator whereby some of the youths were selling sodas and water, but due to the policy of Kenya Red Cross and regulations, it came to a standstill, and as we are speaking, the only IGA that we are planning to do in this coming year is the poultry project, whereby we had a budget of what we are supposed to do, what is required so that the poultry project can start as soon as possible. As we had our AGM for the youth early morning today, there are some things that we have discussed, and we are still going to see how we are going to start this project before end of this month. Under climate action campaign and tree seedling, in the third quarter, due to weather changes from July to September, youth organized a tree planting initiative. The activity took place at Bungoma DB. Over 500 tree seedlings were planted. The session included community sensitization on climate action. Community members were educated on adaptive environmental measures. Lessons learned and good practices. We are looking forward for partnerships, that is collaborating with community-based organization, which will help leverage resources and address the challenges of limited youth resources, enhancing effective community engagement, capacity building, training and other capacity building activities equip youth with knowledge and skills to tackle community challenges effectively. Challenges that we have had during the quarter, the youth in Bungoma branch encountered several challenges, including limited financial resources, volunteer retention, and volunteer engagement. As we can see, the moment we don't have projects that are running in this organization, more volunteers go away now that they are not being engaged. But as from today, I want to urge all volunteers, that is not that the projects bring us together. It is the youth activities that bring us together, and we are the backbone of this branch. Let's be active. Let's do what is required of us. The planned activities as from last year, we had an exchange program where a team building initiative with Kenya Red Cross North Rift branches through ball games. We have had these tournaments for quite a while, but due to financial resources or constraints, most of our volunteers, maybe last quarter, they did not participate in the tournament, which was in West Pokot. But HOR suggested that this tournament is not going to be on a yearly basis, but on a quarterly basis. And he also urged youths who have different games like chess, just make up a team, and just make up a team, register you, and you'll be included in the tournament of the next quarter, which is quarter 3. I think nimefikia kikomo, asante.
Thank you so much. Can we clap for our chair? She has said she's the youth are the backbone of this branch, and therefore let us support them, let us work with them. Thank you so much, Chair. Karibu.
Kimaliza kwanza.
So we will move to the county reports. Then we will have reactions on reactions on the two reports. As my usual norm, I believe action speaks louder than words. So I will donate around 5 minutes so that we just see what the volunteers, what the members were doing on the ground for between the 2025 April to 2026 April. I will beef it up with a summary, and then we will have time to react on the report if need be. So we can take our 5 minutes and watch what was happening along that period. Asante.
In the heart of Bungoma, where immediate and compassion meet, a quiet force continues to make a powerful difference. The Kenya Redcross Bungoma branch. Through simple but impactful actions, lives are being transformed every day. From community cleanup initiatives, where volunteers come together to restore dignity to shared spaces, to frequency activities that breathe life and support for your future. Hope is planted, one action at a time. Across the region, the fight against jitters has brought relief and healing. Through free jitter removal campaigns, many have regained not just their health, but their confidence and dignity. When disaster strikes, the response is swift and unwavering. Through landslide assessments, vulnerable areas are identified and communities protected. And in times of urgent need, the emergency supplies reach those affected, bringing comfort, support, and hope. But care goes beyond the physical. At social gatherings and community events, trained volunteers stand ready, offering first aid and psychological support, ensuring safety, reassurance, and peace of mind for all. Moments of service are also moments of unity. The Red Cross at 60 celebration brings back the marking a milestone of dedication and humanitarian service. And through the annual gala dinner, bonds are strengthened, achievements celebrated, and the spirit of volunteering renewed. This is more than service. This is humanity in action. The Kenya Red Cross Bungoma branch, standing with the community every step of the way. The journey toward a safer, more inclusive community begins with conversation and action. It starts at the County Law Enforcement Consultative Forum on Gender-Based Violence, where leaders, partners, and stakeholders come together to confront the realities of GBV and commit to stronger, coordinated responses. In moments of crisis, compassion leads the way. Following the web accident response, our teams provided psychosocial support to those affected, helping individuals and families begin the journey of healing, recovery, and resilience. Across Bungoma, awareness continues to grow. Through dissemination and safeguarding initiatives, young people are empowered with knowledge, equipped to protect themselves, support one another, and stand against violence in their communities. Because access matters, we continue bringing healthcare services closer to communities, ensuring that even the most vulnerable can receive the care, guidance, and support they need. We also stand in solidarity on global platforms. During the World AIDS Day celebrations, voices unite to raise awareness, fight stigma, and promote prevention, reinforcing our commitment to healthier, informed communities. And as this chapter comes to a close, the GBV program closing ceremony marks not an end, but a milestone, a moment to reflect on impact, celebrate progress, and renew our shared responsibility to protect and uplift every member of society. This is more than a program. It is a movement of awareness, a network of support, and a promise of a safer tomorrow. The Kenya Red Cross Bungoma branch, standing for dignity, protection, and humanity for all. was the plan. The project conception meeting brought together key stakeholders, aligning ideas, setting priorities, and building a shared vision for Bungoma's communities. From planning to action, awareness campaigns spread across the county, reaching communities in schools, markets, and public forums. Information was shared, voices were heard, and communities were empowered to take part in creating safer, healthier environments. Together, communication can impact. It all began with the vision for partnership. A courtesy visit to the governor opened the door to collaboration, focusing on communities within Bungoma most vulnerable to climate change. Building integrity and capacity, volunteers implement anti-corruption training, strengthening transparency and accountability in service delivery. Partnership in action. The Canadian and Australian CPM teams came together for a joint monitoring and evaluation exercise, assessing and supporting community groups from the food program, delivering impact where it matters most. Assist supervisors were distributed to community members, restoring mobility, independence, and dignity, and to ensure sustainability. A disability hub was established, creating a safe space for support, inclusion, and empowerment. Together, building a more inclusive future for all. As we come to the end of this journey, we celebrate excellence, dedication, and the true spirit of humanity. The Bungoma team stands among the very best first aid teams in Canada, earning victory in the first aid competition, a reflection of their skill, commitment, and unwavering drive to save lives. This achievement is more than a win. It is a symbol of passion, teamwork, and service above self. And finally, we extend our heartfelt gratitude to all members of the Canadian Redcross Bungoma branch for the tireless effort, commitment, and compassion you have shown throughout our career. Because of you, the branch continues to grow, to serve, and to make a lasting impact. Thank you for an incredible year, and for making humanity our greatest mission.
Thank you very much. So I want to attach numbers to what was being shown. That is what we did on the ground. But now at least just to say it, with all those initiatives, how many were reached? Just brief. So the overview is going to give us the core activities and interventions as per the pictorials that have been given, the achievements and the impact statistics. Then we are going to have the response and preparedness, volunteer recruitments and training, success stories, key lessons learned, and finally operational challenges. Very brief. So between December 2025, the county branch steadily grew and improved its ability to serve. We reached 75% of the annual goals. Each year we have goals to achieve. For that particular one, we achieved 75. In disaster reduction and preparedness, we achieved again 75%. In health protection and social intervention, we recorded the strongest performance, and that was approximately 80%, and we reached over 20,000 community members. Blood donation and mobilization also achieved 85%, and this can be alluded to the report that Mary just shared. This is basically a youth component that youths usually do. Anti-Jiggers campaign, I see we've seen the pictures with the community service team. We managed to reach 1,197 beneficiaries and basically help to improve access to health care. The youth and volunteer engagement achieved close to 70% in the annual performance, with a total of 94 new volunteers being registered, and this represented close to 16.5 growth. From the organizational development, that is co-branch initiative, we attained 75 performance, and with the governance structures remains fully functional. Issues to do with community and feedback accountability was recorded 100%. Next. Kenya Red Cross strategy has key thematic leads, and this one were 4 thematic areas. So in strategy goal 1, just the way Mary had mentioned, we are looking into communities being able to anticipate, prepare, and respond quickly and recover from crises. The branch recorded a strong performance and this under psychosocial well-being, achieving 80%, and with 903 community members being reached through community outreaches, 339 pints of blood being collected with the collaborations with other partners. In Mpox, Ebola, and Prepare projects, we initially had Ebola, then we had Mpox. Around last year came Prepare. Prepare is pandemic and response projects. I want to mention to members, because a member had asked a question on that, so that I just clarify. These are draft projects. Draft projects means they are emergency projects. They only come based on need. And based on need, they are county specific. These are projects that we can get emergency funding for 1 week, 2 weeks, based on needs na zimeisha. So it started with Ebola. The project was there shortly for some few months, it ended. Then we got the Mpox, and recently we got Prepare, which only ran for 2 months. And because of the needs, several counties were pulled out, and one of the counties, Bungoma, did not get the second phase after the 2 months. Turkana did not get the second phase after the 2 months. The only countries that got the second phase were Busia because of the active border, Trans Nzoia because of the issues to do with asylum seekers, and some place in Dadaab, that is Marsabit, because of the cross-border things. So these are emergency projects. They come based on needs and they go. Health and protection advocacy campaigns was largely supported, but then this was driven by the gender-based violence project, which also concluded. In the pictorials again, a member asked about 2 major funding projects. We had the CBM Global. The CBM Global was a 4-year project, and it was concluded last year in December. We wrote a second phase, and at the second phase, we are at 80%. We can either get the funding again or not, still based on needs. We had the GBV project, which also went for 4 years. This was concluded last month on 27th of March. This is not going to be renewed. The donors, which were the Ministry of Finland Affairs, shifted the priorities from Kenya to other counties, not in Kenya anymore. So I wanted to give that clarity very well. So as it stands, it means us as members, we really need to support the branch to do resource mobilization, because most of the branch activities were being supported by the donor project, which I've mentioned have been concluded. Next. Goal 2, community-led healthy lives and have opportunities to achieve the social, economic, and psychosocial well-being. I had mentioned Mpox, Ebola, Prepare. They ended, reached about 18,794. Psychosocial supports that supported volunteers and members, and also training and mentorship opportunities which are given to volunteers as well. Youth initiative and led positive change in their communities. I think this one I will not mention. Mary did it very well and presented it comprehensively, more than I can do. This is youth initiative. Yeah. building a stronger branch, which is strategy 4, that looks in the focus of Kenya Red Cross. This basically looks into the elements of volunteers and membership. I want to record just the way the chair had mentioned. We had new members being recruited, we had new clubs being formed also, and cumulatively that reached 1,254. That includes members in school, out of school, the club's registers, and the new chapters coming on board as well. Issues to do with community, feedback and accountability. I said all the concerns that were raised were fully addressed at 100%. Resource mobilization strategy, I'd mentioned what we usually do. We have fumigation, conference facilities, and the issue to do with the gala. So all branches needs to come with at least one key resource mobilization strategy. For Bungoma branch, it was the gala. I want to mention to a member that monies were not taken to Siritamu. The gala was heavily supported by some of those projects that were running. We needed a central place. Hata ingekuja hapa bado, the team could have looked for food, paid, and the rest is just the same. The only catering cost that we had there was food, decorations, and the rest of the thing, awards, that still could have been done here. But as the project designs, there are those projects that restricts us, that we cannot do a business na business. As in wamekupatia project tena unafanya now business. So certain times when we are supported, you have to be flexible. You can take it where the donors have also pre-qualification. So those are some of the dynamics, so that when you see a training can happen here, but a certain training can't happen here, we have to take it to Sirisia somewhere or Cheptai somewhere. It is donor scope. That is why we are tied at times. Strategic partnership, all these were achieved through the strategic partnership with the county government, the NGOs, the faith-based organizations, and the community groups. What are some of the key lessons that we learned along the operation for the past 1 year, 2025 April to 2026 April? That in everything that we do in humanitarian operations, we need to engage the community members so that they actively get involved. Number 2, we also learned that we need to be flexible when planning. If you get yourself rigid in humanitarian world, we cannot move. Number 3, that we need to diversify our resource mobilization streams. And finally, that we need to get the regular feedbacks and reflections. Mentorships of volunteers, different volunteers being mentored, really helped us to achieve a lot. Some of the challenges that will also be mentioned under youth still cuts across. The complexities of emergencies at times hinders us. The limited available trained personnel. On this one, I will give a specific example on the aqua rescue. We only have one trained volunteer aqua rescue, is never available on phone. Saa hiyo unapigiwa simu, kuywa kuna mtu amedrain, huku chini kuna mtu amedrain, like 3 cases in a day. The county government do not have a personnel, so you still have to liaise with the county governments, mara tutafute divers in Kakamega and the rest of the things. But it is something that we place to the governor, who is the patron, and it's something the county is picking up and is still working on them. The funding and resource constraints, I had mentioned that the major projects that were supporting ended. And so branch basically wanatafuta pesa, na hiyo pesa mnafaa tusaidie kama members, vile tuliita gala last. But I really want to appreciate you members. Members turned out, hata kama wako kuja, they sent their contributions, and we don't take it for granted. That made that gala to be a success. So such as the resource streams that we need to think around, because donor funding, we all agree, and this is the same thing that I said during Gala, as at 2024, there is donor funding had reduced to 40%. As we speak, it has reduced to 60%. Not only in Kenya Red Cross, it is cutting globally across other NGOs, and we are not exempted. So we need really to go outside the boxes so that we make things move for our own branches. Thank you. I end my presentation. There are those presentations that were not on the video, but I also just wanted to mention them. We had a very bad incident 3 months ago here in Kandui, where someone just wanted to commit suicide. So we got a distress call. These are some of the things that our volunteers go through to save lives. A distress call after 8 hours, police persuading everyone ilishindikana. So we had one of our volunteer who is a mental health focal person. You see how risky she has to panda miti to talk to the person, and we succeeded. She didn't even take 5 minutes. The next call I received from the police commander was, kwani Red Cross huwa mnaambia watu nini? And from that day, within that gathering, we received so many people who came just to register to be Red Crossers, just to see what we do, how we handle situations. Next. And this just happened this week on Tuesday, if I'm not wrong. 3 people collapsed in a borehole. So we have to coordinate very fast. 2 were supported, but unfortunately 1 fatality. So these are some of the risky situations I wanted to mention that our volunteers undertake just to save a life. Blood donation under youth was mentioned. This is in support of Arsenal, Man U, Chelsea. I don't want to mention which team because teams can take offense, but it was between the 3, Arsenal, Manchester, Chelsea. Proceed. And then we had the safe and dignified burial training, refresher trainings that were done to all PHIE focal persons. PHIE focal persons are public health and emergency focal persons, and we were represented. Our person ako hapo kwa katikati, I think she's the only lady hapo katikati, Vida. The celebration that was shown on the video was at the regional level. At the regional level, we won the staff category, Bungoma branch 1, and the special category for disability. And at the national level, the 2 teams represented again Bungoma County, and we came up with number 1 in the disability category, the inclusion category. Situwapigie makofi. Asanteni sana. I end my presentation at that, and now we are going to have the auditor's report. Those are disseminations in schools, yes, also. We are going to have the auditor's report and the chair and the treasurer's report, and the auditors are going to join us online. So we are going to have to listen. We have an auditor who is to join us online to take us through the report, and then we will have questions over the whole reports before we wind. Asanteni sana, and over to you.
Info members. So we are going to start with the treasurer's report, and the auditor will be joining us shortly via Zoom.
Info members, good afternoon. Kwa majina ni Kaspa Kitui, kwa wale wamekuja late, na I'm the treasurer for the county. I'm going to read a financial report for the year 2025
and I'm going to be very brief because the auditor will be joining us shortly online to present the audited report. The first item is the financial performance. Before that, I want to introduce the Finance and Audit Committee. They say their name, and then I present the report. I'm CPA Frederick Makoha.
Like I said, Peter Makali is my name.
And I have the secretary.
I'm Faris Elnos, the finance assistant.
I have my Madam Mani, apologies, Madam Scholastica is also part of the committee. So I go to the first item, the financial performance overview. The performance for the year is summarized as follows. The total income was 7,052,676. The total expenditure was 5,865,255. The surplus for the year was 1,187,421. In addition to that, to the above, the following items affected the total comprehensive income. We had a loss on revaluation of assets, which is 1,482,726, and we had a gain on revaluation of assets 5,050,551. As a result, the total comprehensive income for the year was 4,755,247. Income performance overview for the year 2025. The total income was 7,052,676, and the total expenditure was 5,865,255. Surplus 1,187,421, which at the rate of the retention rate was 16.84%, and the retention deficit was 8.16. This one you will get it on the audited report. The income from the IGS, the first item was conference income, 4,476,290, representing 63.43%. Fumigation, 900,000, representing 12.76%. Commercial first aid and training, 671,500, representing 9.52%. And then we have a rental income, 391,000, representing 5.4%. And then we had a gala night, 309,180, representing 4.38%. Then membership, 203,301, representing 2.88%. Equipment hire, 203,301, representing 2.88%. Equipment hire, 93,500, representing 1.33%. Donation and green nursery projects, 20,905, representing 0.30. Total income, nearly 7 million. Then we go to expenditure breakdown. The organization is a total expenditure is distributed across several key categories as below. The training cost 1,947,316, representing 33%. Fundraising expenses 1,199,051, representing 20.4%. Administration expenses 957, 272, representing 16.32%. Then staff cost was 906, 079, representing 15.62%. Governance and advocacy 406, 722, representing 6.93. Travel and transport 259, 868, representing 4.43%. Premises operation costs 179, 247, 3.06%. This distribution reflects the allocation of financial resources towards the key operation and strategic activity. The training costs represented the largest expenditure, followed by fund-raising expenses and administration costs. Staff-related expenses also contribute a sizable portion of the expenses, while governance, travel, and premises costs account comparative smaller share. I go to the next bullet is a financial position report, which will also be tackled by the auditors. We have the assets, non-current assets, property and equipment, 34,247,600. Total non-current assets, 34,247,600. Current assets, we have account receivable, 1,487,000. Cash and cash equivalents, 2,085,151. The total current asset was 3,572,151. Liabilities, current liability, accounts payables 116,173. Net current assets 37,791,578. The funds balance revaluation reserve 3,567,828. General reserve 34,133,750. The financial position comparison. Property and equipment increased from 30,677,773 in 2024 to 34,243,600 in 2025, reflecting growth in long-term tangible assets. Accounts receivable rose from 1,064,200 to 1,487,000 due to higher amounts owed to customer, mostly by GBV and CBM climate change projects in 2025. Cash and cash equivalent also increased, growing from 1,553,347 in 2024 to 2,085,151.3, which shows improved in the liquidity of the branch. Accounts payable decreased from 348,992.83 in 2024 to 116,173 in 2025 as a result of lifetime settlement of short-term obligation. The net current asset grew from 32,946,329.2 in 2024 to 37,701,573 in 2025. This demonstrates an overall strengthening of the branch short-term financial position. The revaluation reserve accrued to 3,567,828, formally recognized during the 2025 after revaluation exercise done in 2025. All this report, it is captured in the audited report for 2025. The budget, plans and budgets for the year 2025, we projected to raise 25,112,400, which is composed of the following three main categories. The core budgets 267,400, the program budgets 20,345,000, capital budget 500,000. These funds were to be raised through capital investment by branch. The following table will break down for the year 2025 funds raised through various program areas, income raised from each area, and corresponding achievement percentage. The first item was communities and dispatch preparedness, response and recover from crisis. Was budgeted for 5,201,800, but we received 3,353,290, representing 64.46. Communities lead health, life and well-being. Youth we budgeted for 4,605,400, but we raised 1,948,072, representing 42%. Strong national society, youth lead positive change in community. The budget was 6,937,200. Amount received 1,790, representing 0.03%. Strong national society emblems, effective organization system fit for purpose 351,200, allocated amount 381,000, representing 108.49. Inspiring sustainable voluntary service 221 compared to 203, 301, 91%. Accountability to stakeholders 824,000, 671,500. Invest in strong and sustainable branch system 794,400, 93,511, representing 11.7. Influence humanitarian action 166, amount raised 72,000, representing 43.37. Innovative approaches in action 11,000, that's you didn't receive anything. Partnership and sustainability financing 6 million, we received 328 to 23, representing 5.5. The total budget was 25 and we managed to raise 7 million. The plans and budgets for 2026. The total budget allocation for year 2026, we are targeting to raise 8,160,000. The components we are projecting, the first item is first aid training and sale of first aid kit. We are expecting to raise 600,000 for this year. Membership drive and school clubs 120, equipment hire 240, teens collection 20,000, rentals and hall hire 480, fumigation service 1.5 million, contribution from projects 1.5 million, proposal writing, MHEM, first aid and road safety, nutrition, climate change, adoption wash, 1.5 million. Other areas of priorities include adolescents and youth health, blood donation and malaria, 200,000. Gala dinner, 2 million. Total income projected for this year is 8,160,000. Fundraising activities. The targeted revenue 9,300,000. The following are the key income generating activity identified to achieve the stated revenue target. The first one, conference service and hall hire, fumigation and disinfection service, commercial first aid training, mileage recovery, renting office space, rent of business unit, mobile toilet hire, membership recruitment, gala dinner, fundraiser. Key partnership. The following key partnership have been established to support initiative in the coming fiscal year. The county government of Bungoma, Ministry of Health, Ministry of Education, Ministry of Environment, GBM Global Disability Empowerment Network, USAID, Bungoma County Referral Hospital, Egon View, Bungoma Chemist Life Care, Bungoma Blood Satellites Academic and Training Institution, Kibabii University, MUST, KMTC, Bungoma, Chwele and Webuye, Kisiwa and Bungoma National Polytechnic, Community and Social Based Organization. Ikue updates adventure with MCL4, Manchester United, Arsenal and Chelsea fan of Bungoma CBOs and Nainuk Foundation. And then we have the plans to diversify the income streams, to strengthen financial stability and reduce reliance on sole source of revenue. The following income generating initiatives are being pursued. Retainer-based training service, introduction of retainer-based first aid and occupational safety training program targeted at institution and corporate clients. Commercial space utilization, construction and development of resource business unit within the existing branch premises for rental purposes. Service market expansion. Active marketing of utilized facilities and specialized services including conference facility, rentals for meeting, workshop and events and fumigation services for institution. Digital fundraising initiative, implementing of structured digital fundraising campaigns through social media platform featuring targeted appeal, success documentation content and online donation magazine to reach wider local donor base. Membership recruitment, launch of membership drive aimed at both individual supporters and corporate partners, offering benefits and engagements opportunity to foster long-term financial involvement. The challenges and mitigation that we encountered. The organization is facing several key challenges that require strategic mitigation. The first one, shifting donor funding priority, which resulted in reduction of donor-funded projects, over reliance on limited number of income-generating streams, increasing financial vulnerability and risks sustainability issues, raising operation costs at the branch level, placing additional pressure on budget and resource allocation, limited corporate partnership, restricting opportunities for diversified support and collaborative initiative. Mitigation strategies, reduction of operation costs, for example, through the solarization of security lights and electricity. Capacity building, resource mobilization strategy to ensure internal capability and long-term sustainability. Active development of corporate social responsibility. Proposal with the deliberate engagements of partners to leverage external support. Localized resource mobilization, focusing on tapping into community-based and regional funding opportunity. Creation of a dedicated resource mobilization team to coordinate and drive fundraising and partnership initiative. Regional cross-collaboration, fostering cooperation across regions to share resources, knowledge, and best practices. Financial outlook for 2026-2027, focus on local fundraising, strengthen partnership, improve efficiency and transparency. That's my report. And I want to thank you a lot for listening to me. Now I want to welcome the auditor to read for us the audited report.
Good afternoon, Martin Matske. Okay. So, Himvo members, with us we have Martin Kagwa from Grand Thornton. I'll allow him to introduce himself. Martin, can you hear us? So we finished the treasurer's report and we are moving on to the audited financial report and statements. So do you need me to share the screen or? Kindly confirm if you can see my screen, Martin. Just a minute. Okay, Martin, you can go ahead. Yes, the financial report have been shared to the members. Yes, pardon? Yes, the treasurer and the committee have approved the financial statements for circulation. This was done on 13th of this month. Do you need the confirmation from the committee member? Hello, Martin. Yes, I can confirm through the chair that the report was presented to the members, has been approved for circulation to the members. Kindly carry on with the report. So the treasurer has stepped out. Maybe a member of the finance committee can confirm the same. Martin, we are having the treasurer has stepped out, so we are having one of the members of the finance committee confirming that. Can you hear us, Martin? Martin, can you hear us? committee members here to confirm.
Hello, sir? Hello? Hello, sir? Please proceed. Hello?
Martin, kindly proceed.
almost moving up in terms of the net book value. So through this, there is a huge increase in terms of gain on valuation of the asset. In terms of the financial position, so the asset
Sorry for the interruption, Martin. Martin, allow me to cut you off. We're having some technical issues. The member can't be audible enough. The members can't hear you properly. Kindly proceed. You can proceed, Martin.
management are presented fairly in all material aspects and in accordance with the applicable financial reporting framework. So all matters remaining constant. That is, congratulations to the Bungoma branch for having an unmodified or unqualified opinion. So our detailed report includes the annual report for the branch, which has been circulated to all the members present in this meeting. So we encourage you to review the document in comprehensive understanding, which I think you have done, on findings and needs in the branch financial performance. So in conclusion, I would like to thank the management and staff of Kenya Red Cross for Bungoma branch for their cooperation and assistance during the audit process. So I'm confident that the branch financial position remains strong and that we are well positioned for future growth and success. So thank you for attention, and maybe through the chair now I can answer the questions that you may have regarding our audit opinions and findings.
Thank you, Martin, for giving us the report. Now we'll take it back to the treasurer to maybe have any feedback from the members. Thank you, Martin.
Thank you so much.
Hello members, that's the audited report. Any comment or feedback on it?
Thank you so much, all the members present. My concern is very little and it's not a question. I've listened very carefully from the account coordinator and the treasurer and the auditor. Nimesikia ya kwamba gala night tulipata 309,000. Am I right? Sitaki kuuliza tulitumia pesa ngapi, but I want to appreciate the secretariat and the management, I mean the management and the board wenye walishughulikia hiyo shughuli tukapata hiyo pesa. Number 2, nimesikia vizuri sana from the county coordinator kwamba donor funding imereduce sana mpaka 16%. Na si Redcross peke yake, but other organizations around. Na akamalizia ya kwamba we should think outside the box. So mi sina swali, but I'm only requesting the board and the county coordinator na wale wengine, you should kama tuko na ofisi ya kutengeneza proposals, ikuwe very active na board approve some little coins. Tuko na brains around this place, watusaidie tuanze kutengeneza proposals, alafu hata kama donor funding imereduce tusipoteze projects, because if gala night peke yake inaweza tupea 309,000, suppose tungekuwa na projects mingi Bungoma County tungekuwa mbali sana. Itaongeza income kwa hii branch. Number 2, nimeangalia kwa auditor's report alipewa 120,000 na ako absent. Sijui if it's in order, but I was requesting kama next year AGM, kama mtu amepewa pesa kama auditor na ametumia hii document na iko sawa, if it is not against the law, acha treasurer atusomei auditor's reports, because anaelewa hizi vitu zote. Saa hii siwezi uliza treasurer wetu maswali iko hapa kwa auditor's reports, because yeye haja audit. Am I right? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Mine is towards the youth report. I'm so passionate about youth.
And when she was going through the report, she was able to highlight a few challenges and what they were going through. And the first one that it got hold of my eye was on the development of the projects. The project that the youth were able to come up with, and how they were monitored, and eventually how they came to collapse. Now, my first question is, youth, you talked about the issue of greenhouse, which was brought up, and then thereafter it collapsed. Now my question is, as youth and also the patron of that group, what have you identified as a major cause of the failure, and how can you be supported so that next time we don't hear of collapse, but we want to see you guys progressing, because you are the future leaders? That is my question. So highlight what might have caused the failure and how we can come in as members to assist so that you go on. Then number two is, do you have a follow-up on the casualties that were reached? Now, for example, this question is specifically from the areas where you are saying that you are able to reach some casualties, like the disabled, those able differently, and then those who had issues whom you supported. Have you ever made a follow-up so that you know how they are performing? Kindly. Then now you have a future plan of starting the poultry project. How sure are we that when we support you, it will be sustained and again it will not collapse? So kindly look at that and then see how we can come in. Then on the issue of climate action, that is campaign on tree planting and to halt the climate change effects. You talked about tree planting. Now, I am a member of Greening Initiative back in Masinda Murray University, and I would wish that if you want us to collaborate and so that we can assist on the issue of tree planting, we are, as a member, we are very open. We can be approached so that we do that. And then now, as a unit, because as a branch, because you are also passionate about issues of climate change, I would advise that in your project towards development, that why can't we also have a project that we come up with the tree nurseries, so that we can manage through our foresters, we can manage that nursery here, then you'll be able to supply seedlings, you will also be able to use those seedlings to curb climate change. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Allow me to have a request through the chair. Our auditor was wishing that we could have feedback that needs him to address, so that he can drop off, so as to continue as the reactions to the other reports. Kindly, can I just get people who have feedback for the auditor first, so that he can give his feedback and drop off, so that we can continue with the reaction to the other reports. Thank you.
Thank you. Mine is a very simple question about the project. I think last time we were here, we were promised about the ambulance, because when I move around the country, Kakamega they have an ambulance, Eldoret they have an ambulance, Kisumu, Vihiga. Why don't we have an ambulance here in this place? It can help us to raise some resources. Thank you.
Kindly, if you have feedback for our external auditor, anaomba kwamba anataka feedback so that he can drop off, so that we can react to the county coordinators and the youth reports later.
Asante. Kwa majina ni Wycliffe na mimi nimekuja kufuatilia ripoti ambapo sometime we like to have some civic education about such a money, because when I look at this 30 million in return here in this branch, do you have any share that is now on here that can help the branch to grow. Kitu kingine nataka kuuliza youth, wakati waliomba wakapewa greenhouse, walipata nini? Na tena wanastahili wa improve on which area? Because we have heard from the coordinator kwamba donors wameanza kukua wachache ama hawatumi ama misaada imeanza kukatwa. Hata however we write many proposals, tunasipeleka wapi? What I want us to think, let us think outside our box. Kwamba we are the donor. Surely we are the donor. Let us not bang on something that is already done. Let us bang on something we want to do to improve this branch. Because the branch is dying of hanging on others people's pocket. But we ourselves, we are not doing anything. Sasa kitu nataka kuwaomba tu, kama tunaandika proposal, kama ni youth, wacha tukuwe na proposal, na hiyo proposal kuwe yetu hapa, na donors ni nyinyi, sisi live member tumekaa. Tuhakikishe youth wako na project ina run. Hata hapa nje tuko na area hiyo iko tu mzuri. Si tuweke tu hata saluni ama tuweke vinyozi hapa na tuweke youth wafanye kazi. So my concern is, naona donors wameanza, na donors sio mtu unamweza kumweka tu lazima. He do what he want. And with the condition, the money that comes is already conditioned that it should be spent like this and this. What you will have to give is a report. Let us have our own money. The way we used to have that gala dinner. Situanzishe hapa na tuanze kusalisha na tukuwe na maswali mingi kwa hiyo pesa tumetoa. Hiyo mimi naona at least it can make sense. But if we ask something already done, or a minute that agenda that was passed now is a minute we cannot discuss. So what I want to say, tukue kama board, try to advise us on which way can we move so that our branch can improve. On finance. Unajua baba, kuambia familia mmekula shilingi zangu 50,000 na watoto wengine wako ICU, watakuuliza zilikuwa zinaenda wapi? The same way it has been done here. Kama CBM watatafuta wale ndugu zetu walemavu wawasaidie. Mimi siko, na mimi nitakuja tu siku ya HM. Mkisoma ripoti ya CPM sitaanza maswali of which hatutaelewana, sababu mimi I just want to ask, but I'm not ready to get that answers. So please.
Thank you. Do we have any feedback for the audited report? Because the auditor wants to drop off tafadhali before we react to the other reports.
I don't have to report on the auditor, but I have
such an allow a drop off. So Martin, can you hear us? Hello Martin. The auditor seems to have already dropped off, so if you don't have any other reaction to the audited report, allow me to take feedback for the other reports through the chair.
Yes, in members, I don't know where to stand. Nisimamie hapa. Okay. Niko na several comments that I want to put across, but I think it will help us. First, I want to thank the management committee for organizing such a kind of a meeting. But what I want to request from the office is that the chairman's report is always very important. Kindly, in the next AGM, you print for us also the chairman's report. It has to come along with the auditor's report because it's equally important as the treasurer's report. And I want also to request that let us have a difference between the members and the volunteers. If you look at the attendance of today's AGM, it actually explains how the management may be working or may not be working. Because if you work with volunteers alone, then the branch will not grow.
But if you work with members, the branch will grow. So what I should advise is that we consider having or creating a wall that has active members, because when you talk to active members, I know they can come up with some contributions towards enhancing any kind of project or supporting any project that we intend to do as a branch. Two is that we need also to consider, if we start a project and it collapses, let us try to learn how that project has gone down and how we can bring it up. There was a time when Red Cross was being referred to as a leaking fridge, whereby you can store in something and then when you come tomorrow, it is not there. The youth explained how they have been studying their projects and the projects are no more. And they're coming up with another suggestion. I want to concur with my sister. How sure are we that the chicken project is going to succeed? So we need to learn from the past as we make the future. So let us, as a branch and as a committee, first of all consider the active branch members. When you work with active branch members, the branch will grow and the branch will succeed. Coming to the administration also, we find that the report we are receiving today, I want also to agree with one member who suggested or who pointed out, when you look at the agendas of last year's AGM, there has been like copy-pasting. They were just copied from 2024 to 2025 because the elections were done in 2024. And here, from the minutes we are reading, it is telling us that the election was done last year, which is just a miss, I think. So let us consider that so that we may not copy-paste the activities of the branch. One thing that a branch has to do, and it will help us in general, is networking and coordinating with other stakeholders and other organizations that are within. Now that we have the vehicle, yes, but I know that in terms of any given disaster, we need to work with the hospital, we need to work with the police, we need to work with any other stakeholder so that we make our branch active. So I want to urge the members plus the management committee that when it comes to AGM, it's not time for asking for a date, but it's time for actually trying to organize how the branch has to improve or how we should raise resources towards the activities that we need to do. We are just told that the donor funding has gone down, so we are now the remaining the donors of the branch, and if we stand to ask for a date, then it means the branch will be bankrupt. But I urge members that it's a time for us to put our hands together and try to think what can we do in order to change Bungoma the way it is, because when we look at how it is right now, it's like a deserted area, but we want to change Bungoma to be as vibrant as it was, because I'm sure previous years the branch was very active, and we need to look at what happened and correct and see that today we can do something better than it is. Thank you.
Wenzangu leo I appreciate, although I had gone out a bit, but we have now to propose all the reports and we second. Hii imesomwa yote hiyo sasa kwa sababu the three have not been, so we have to do it. There's no way out. Mwana anasema hiyo report ilikuwa sawa. So mmeona hii ya auditing ya treasurer ya the coordinator, hizo zote group together. Yes, ni Madam Vita. Okay, nani anasema?
Mimi na propose na treasurer lakini report ya kwanza is not on point.
What's your treasurer? Yeah, just go report by report.
Ngoja kwanza sikwambia mke bwana. Any other person? Because I was propose moja, I mean second moja. Unfortunately ana propose na second mwenyewe. He's a very serious man. Chapter. Amesema nini?
Na propose.
So nani ana second? Nitaka tu mteke second. Sawa. So nafikiri imeisha hiyo. Kazi ni ngumu. I'm happy the people have spoken last. Kwanza kwa mheshimiwa huyu, yeye analia nataka ambulance. For the sake of the branch, ipate kitu. And that's actually some of us feel like if you can do something for the sake of branch, improve. And coming back to somebody has been around here, sijini nana ameenda amepotea tena. That man, he has that feeling for the branch. And most of us, we don't have such a feelings. If we can move the branch from point A to point C, that we say tumefanya. Even the way we are talking now, to us, some of us were happy kidogo sababu tumemove some point. From 2019, I've been in this branch. In between there, it disappeared. But as we are talking, I see that there is that positive image towards the community outside there about this branch. Initially, watu walikuwa wanatoroka, lakini sasa naona branch inaendelea vizuri. Shida tu ni ile kidogo dogo ile huwezi kumaliza. But as time goes on, tukipata mheshimiwa huyo, kuna somebody again talked from this direction. If we are having time, hata nyinyi mkiwa na time, na tuko na board meeting, ama tuko na ile subcommittee meeting, and then we have your contact, you come with us to discuss what is possible here. Can even be our fundraiser. Can do anything for us, because at the end of the day, you feel comfortable when you see somebody somewhere and anajisikia vizuri because of your deeds. And that's the most important thing. Here we are supposed to be doing what we call service above self. If you are able to do that service above you, then we say you are doing something. And that's actually serious. Tukifanya hivyo, na leo nimekuwa na positive minds, na muendelee hivyo wenzangu, because and we need your support, we need your input. Mkitupatia, like today we are discussing, mwisho mtakuja kusema ngawaje sasa watu wajaelewa minutes sana vizuri, lakini ile siku tutakutana mkutano kama hii ingine hapa katikati, mkutano hakuna shida. Hata tulikuwa na meeting inaitwa nini hii ya members meeting, hata tutasoma hii minutes, tutasoma ile ilikuwa tulifanya ya members meeting ya msijili kwa mwezi gani. So inakuwa shida saa nyingine to coordinate most of these minutes, but I'm happy that some corrections or errors will be followed up, tuone tunafanya namna gani. Na mkubwa anaitwa Lumbasi. Hakuna mtoto mwakili kwa darasa kama umefundisha watoto, mwingine ni hivi, mwingine ni hivi. Sasa wengine wapi ameenda wapi? Msisirengo ama nani? Yeah, I'm happy about him. There are problems that pressing, lakini alikuja kando akasema kuna neno, kuna jambo. Yeah? Akasema kuna neno, kuna jambo. Yeah?
Our hands going somewhere. But may I recommend a few. One is, I feel like there is a lot of wasting time because you do them behind the curtain. Madam is again here. He was surprised. Mzee, you know Mzee was almost beating our chairman. So let us have decorum. At the end of the day, I fear because as much as our youth said tunafanya dissemination, but you see now when people come here, they don't see what we tell them wakati tunafanya dissemination.
Habari zenyu Emvu.
Yeah, I don't know whether I'm off topic, but I will ask to be advised if I'm off topic. But being the fact that they've read us the financial statement, as a volunteer of values, I am very concerned, and it is something that I'm begging the branch. We come from different places with some responsibilities and family ties. And being Kenya Red Cross is one of the world humanitarian organizations. We do the best to support communities. Even during emergencies, we live at any hour to do the best, to save lives, to give them the best, and to make our organization to be at a recognition at highest level. My question comes to this volunteer who is in the organization, because life has to continue and we also have challenges. When you sign a code of conduct as a volunteer, it means you are not employed. But because of the code, take care of people's lives where we can and we support. So my question goes to welfare, because it is yours. Why I say that, recently I was an example to that. I lost my dad, and I had to go back home. All these years, they knew she's with Kenya Red Cross and she's doing volunteerism and all that. So now a challenge comes when you have lost a father. There's no policy from the organization that it must support you financially on that. And yet now you, the volunteer, you'll be relying on your fellow volunteers wakuchangieko 150, 200, then they can give you the parcel back. So my pledge is, anything that can be brought on board as someone maybe is coming as a volunteer or something, there must be some person whom you feel the organization should come and support you. There is a very good leeway that can be impacted and you feel the organization has supported you. If I've talked bad, I apologize, but that is a concern, because sometimes you get down. All these years you've been volunteering, you are doing all your best, everywhere you are seen, you are doing humanitarianism. But when it comes to your time and you need that humanity, sometimes it does not come out clearly. Thank you.
Leo nitaongea kitu tofauti kidogo, sio mmetarajia. Sasa mimi vile Vida anasema ni ukweli. Kuna hapa ndani inataka kusupport Vida vile ameongea kwa uchungu sana, hata na video kitu. Wakati wewe unajua kwamba unajuana na watu hapa, ukipoteza mtu wanaleta paka magari, hata kama ni ango yako mjomba wako akikufa, magari inakuja paka kwa matanga, hata watu wanakuja kulala kwa matanga. Lakini kama hauna uhusiano na watu hivi, hakuna mtu atakanyaga, utasikia tu wewe acha tu aende huko, issue yako huko. Lakini ujue ya kwamba shida sio yangu peke yangu. Shida ni ya kila mtu. Wote wetuka hapa tunahitaji mwingine. Na kuhitaji pia unanihitaji, hujui kesho yako. Mimi tunajaribu kusema tuache kuwa na kujipenda. Mtu anaona ya kwamba pengine mimi hata ukiniona Sami, ukiniona ati Sami, mimi na kwangu unafikiria mimi ni wazimu. Mimi sio wazimu. Ama ati mimi naongea ujinga, najua kitu naongea. Na sometimes nikiomfikia governor Lusaka nitamfikia. Niko sure nitamfikia. Ukiniambia nifikie speaker Wetangula, kwa sababu nimekuwa nafanya kwa Wetangula kuzaa Rose. Nimekuwa mpishi wa mheshimiwa Wetangula na engage Chris. naambia Chris, nataka tuko kesho na mambo ya sickle cell, kesho tuko, daktari wananipigia simu, ninaambia Chris panga, kwa sababu mimi najua mimi hapa na management wanananga nikikuja ni siasa, inabidi niingize Chris. Niambie hata ukiza Dr. Ruchu, most of the time nakutana na district hapa na pale, hata nikiwa na mgonjwa, mimi ukiwa na mgonjwa saa hizi ako Bungoma district ama Bungoma county anataka damu, nipigie simu. Hapo na hapo nitapiga satellite niulize Dr. Wekesa ama Boni ama Cosmas mwenye yako damu gani unahitaji na watakuwekea damu. Lakini sasa issue yenye yuko atisamii sio anapiga. Mimi si tunapiga kelele. Mimi naweza amusha hii branch hata mkinipea tu nafasi. Naweza amusha kama hii mambo ya gala night. Niliwaambia mnipee kadi, hamkunipea. Nilikuwa na jamaa nataka ugavana atoa nani Dennis na Biriki, nilikuwa nimemuomba. Hata saa hizi nikiongea hata saa hizi naenda mkutano yake mahali. Nikimaliza hilo kuna jamaa anaitwa Zakaria Barasa pia anataka ugavana Bungoma County. Niko na simu yake, nikimpigia saa ananiambia Sami kuja unifanyie kazi. Sasa si ati nikipiga siasa ati sina watu. Ukikataa kuwa rafiki yangu kuwa, lakini kuna watu huku nje wana recognize. Sasa kitu tunajaribu kusema ni moja. Tujaribu tuungane, tufanye kazi kwa roho moja. Kwa sababu mimi najua ya kwamba mimi saa hizi kama Red Cross hapo nyuma mambo ya upendeleo tutoe. Huko nyuma tungeamuka mkipata, wacha nikupee tu mfano. Chairman aka hapo, Maisara aka hapo, upata Mr. Eric ako Kaspa aka hapo. Aya watu wa board, tukiweka board tulijua, tuliskim. Hiyo board ukiona tuliskim. Si ati tu hiyo board tuliweka tu board kwa sababu tuliweka chairman hivi mkiambia tu chairman, unajua mnadarau chairman mara mingi. Mwana chairman pengine nyama ndogo kama mimi, mnadarau chairman. But kitu nataka kuambia ukweli, huyo chairman mtu wa maana sana. Chairman yako hivyo ni president. Kwa organization yake kando na Red Cross. Na sio ati tunaongea Mwalimu Makali hapo hivyo, nilikuwa namwambia kwamba ukiongea na Mwalimu Makali tunaweza pata speaker. Tunaweza pata nani? Tunaweza pata senator nani huyu MP. Huyo ni ndugu MP mwenyewe wa Bungoma County. Na mimi mwenyewe ndo nimtafuta. Aya tukikuja hapa tunakuja huyu nani Mr. Wakando huyu. Huyu tulikuwa nasema tukutafute Mwambu, lakini kwa sababu ya board haikuinvolve kila watu. Wakaona Sami amepiga tu porojo, wakamaliza mkachanga pesa kidogo mlichanga. Lakini next time tunataka muinvolve Red Cross wote. Sio wote vijana wamekuanga hapo mnatembea nao wako hapo, project imeisha wameenda. Wako wapi? Sisi kina Sami bado tukapa life member tukapa. Na sisi tutakufa na hii Red Cross. Hata mnichukie, tutakufa na hii kama juu. Nashukuru Dr. Idris. Nashukuru Dr. Idris ambaye ni Secretary General. Wakati tumekuwa 123 tuliongea na amepea Johnny gari. Sasa hii Johnny sio driver wa branch na hata amjui Johnny alipewa ache gari. Mnafikiria tu Idris amekuwa rafiki yetu, amekuwa volunteer wetu hapa, na hata siku tumekuwa na mkutano hapa ya mayouths. Idris alituuliza hapa akaniambia mlikuwa na catering, ilienda wapi? Catering yenyewe kwa wapi? Watu masufuria mliuza scrap. Hata tendi hatuna. Alafu naona budget tent gani zinafanya kazi?
So I was asked to respond. Members, nilikuwa nataka kurespond tu kwa issue ambayo dada wetu aliweza kuraise ili tukaweze on welfare ili tukaweze kumalizia hiyo point. Kwa majina vile nilisema ni Ruchu Bishop, ni life member. Dada wetu raise jambo ambalo ni nzuri, but welfare in any given organization, the welfare department is very critical. And I've worked with the Kenya Red Cross. I've been a volunteer. I've been a staff. Members, wacha tutulie kidogo. Ota kidogo tafadhali. My response was on what Madam has addressed about welfare. Welfare in any given organization, it is structured and is something that is agreeable with that organization. Kenya Red Cross has
committee ya kwamba as Bungoma branch we can make our own welfare, but it is not something that we have to involve the whole society, the whole Kenya Red Cross. Hapo hamutakubaliana, because when you join you normally sign a volunteer policy ambayo inasema ya kwamba hakuna benefit yoyote. When you sign that volunteer policy, you are a volunteer. Hakuna gain yoyote ambayo utapata, and if you are driven by interest, then you are not a volunteer. So tuko hapa kama Bungoma branch, we can make our own friendship na nini, tuseme kwamba mwenzetu akipata msiba tunafanya hivi. That is a local arrangement, but when you go to international humanitarian international organization, hapo hautapata. What I wanted to suggest to Madam Coordinator ni kwamba we have focal persons in sub-counties. I come from Kapchai. Please make use of those local persons to have Kapchai members of Kenya Red Cross, Webuye members of Kenya Red Cross, Bungoma members of Kenya Red Cross, all, so that tujuane na tukaweze kuja na mikakati. Kapchai branch, we can raise something. Tukuje na vile my friend was trying to suggest. If you work with volunteers, you will fail, but work with members. That is my request. If you work with volunteers, you will fail. Work with members and you will succeed.
So, hello members. So, kitu ya kwanza sitaki kung'ang'ana kizungu sana. Unajua tumeongea kizungu hii miaka yote, saa zingine hata upati point vizuri. So what I know ni kwamba sisi hatuhami Red Cross. Na sisi ni members wa Red Cross na sisi tuko hapo. We can either break it or make it. The other thing that I wish to appreciate the board and the members as well as the board ambayo ilipita. They supported us, I and Vida. Nga Vida amelia mambo ya welfare, lakini alisahau kwamba the board really supported us. We trained as instructors of first aid. And I think we've been on the final way. We've been awarded and commissioned that we will proceed doing some programs and activities, especially first aid and other programs within the branch. So I really wish to appreciate what the branch did for us. They paid for us and they have really given us support through the management administration mpaka mahali ambapo tumefika. Kitu ingine huwa nasema kwamba sometimes you cannot just uwezi mwaka maji na towel ya mtoto ndani. Hii welfare imekuwa problem. But I think the former board tulikuwa na mpangilio. But sisi members wenyewe tulichapa ikaenda hivyo. The region has given us mandate kwamba tukue na kiti, then we will be contributing every month so that tunapokuwa na any emergency hata urban sickness among the volunteers members tutapeana. I don't think there was somebody alikuwa Sarana ama nani alikuwa anasimamia, then it failed like that. So what we do is that as members, hata hii kitu hata si ya kublame management ama nini, kama members we can organize one of these fun days. So next year tukikuja kwa AGM, saa zingine hata tukikuja kwa AGM wewe ukuje useme umefanyia nini Red Cross, tusikujenge tu saa zingine unarusha mawe na hujafanya kitu. We can plan for ourselves so that at least, kwa sababu hii kitu ni yetu all together, so that tukue na kiti. Wewe kama emergency haijakupata ni sawa, yule ambaye amempata apata. Then I also wish also to talk about diversification and innovation and creativity. Hiyo enzi ya kitambo yenye tulikuwa na higher tents, siku hizi watu wamenunua tents. So I wish to request the administration and the management is that one, in the branch I've realized that we have what we call underutilization. Kuna volunteers ambao ni professionals lakini hatuwatumii. Unajua mtu posumtumia anaenda zake. We have professionals here. Can we find time? I remember wakati tulikuwa na mpangilio, msamahano alikuja hapa, tulikuwa na program ya kutengeneza resource mobilization, tutengeneza wall. Lakini sijui kitu iliendaje, ikaisha tu hivyo. So what I wish to request is that one, we want next time tunapokuja AGM, At least sisi kama members, hata mimi kama Mark nitasema nilifanya nini. Unajua hata wakipeana certificate yenyewe watakuwa realistic. Nimeleta kwa branch kama ni 100,000 na physical thing ndasimama hapo iko hapo. Because the branch is not for the management of the administration. It's for the community and we form part of the community. I think that's a better way forward. The other things that I wish to appreciate the administration. Mara hii mshende na vitina ijakuwa mingi. Si ni ukweli? At least mambo yamepungua. Tukue watu wakubwa. Si ndio? Hakuna mtu mwenye anatoroka, hakuna kutishia mtu. Wacha tuishi kama watu wakubwa, tukue na way forward. We have a tradition ya gala night. I remember pia tulikuwa na idea ya humanity walk. Na humanity walk is costless. I remember tulikuwa tumepanga mpaka tukamobilize schools, tukapeleka barua, hata kuna pesa zingine zilibaki kwa shule. So can you give us, as could we have volunteers who are professionals, can we have time tukuje tuone how we can mobilize issues za ufanye mambo na resource mobilization, especially humanity work. The schools are there, documents are there, so that at least ukuje kwa AGM ijae. Hata saa zingine unapokuja kwa AGM, I remember wakati saa zingine huko nyuma ulikuja AGM hata unapea transport, so that hata branch ikirembazi transport haitakuwa issue. But ukijanga kwa AGM saa zingine mtu anafikiria bwana sina transport, sijui hakuna nini, yaani unafikiria tu vile unakuja kuhit chairman, unakuja kuhit na Magreth sijui nani, saa zingine ileti shangwe. So can we have a proper plan through the management? We really trust you so that we can have. Then for the branch growth, kuna human resource and infrastructure. We also need to challenge ourselves. 10 years ago tumekuanga tu na hizi offices, unajua miaka inaenda. So what can we do so that at least we improve the infrastructure? I think I thank the administration I had overheard kwamba within the periphery tunaanza kujenga ma houses for let. That is good, but I also wish to request is that we have kuna strategic plan. When you go to other organization wako na strategic plan ya miaka 5, ya miaka 6, and we have people who have been tasked so that at least wanafuatilia kama monitoring and evaluation. This year tulikuwa sema kwamba tutakama hapo, we will build more other 3 offices. Tumefanya ama tujafanya? Maybe tulikuwa nataka tukue na wall. Tumefanya ama tujafanya? Then we wanted to have a satellite office maybe in Mount Elgon, na members wako na committee wamekubali tunaweza fanya fund drive so that pasipo kuchosha watu wa Mount Elgon every time wakuje huko. Can we have, kwa sababu plot is around 150,000, can we have a mobilization to change, kwa sababu those assets zitakuwa, it shows and indicates that there is growth and there is growth and development within the organization. So I wish to request the administration na management kwamba you utilize as volunteers and especially who are professionals. Issue ya partnership, it does not come out very clear. We have a lot of partners including professionals, including other organization. There are sometimes as ingine unaweza kuwa unataka kuimplement program, huwezi fanya. The only thing that you engage a partner, wewe umpe technical support na na implement, then when you come read a report itakuwa sawa. So can we also have maybe a team of expertise on how to work with partners? For example, the universities. I remember sisi tulikuwa watu wa kwanza kuanza mambo na trainings within the branch, but the headquarters walikopi wako na training institute. Na ilianza hapa, sisi tulianza wakati tulianza na masindimuzo, they copy paste it wanapeleka. Most of the things zenye headquarters imefanya walianzia hapa. Tulianza na outside catering, walijenga bomba hotel, sisi tulianza hata kitambo wao waanze kufikiria. So we realize we are always a think tank, but sijui huwa tunalalia wapi. So I wish to request the management and the administration, please can we have time? Wanasikia saa zingine live members wanakuja tutakuwa tuna commotions, sijui nini tutakuwa na issue. So can we have time apart from the AGM? Tukuwe na volunteer professionals, kuna volunteer na member, so that we sacrifice tukuje tujipange kwa vikundi. So what value can we add to the organization? Because of this organization inasaidia the community. Tukienda kwa hiyo projection itaisha. Bwana Yesu asifiwe sana. Otherwise Mungu awabariki.
Jameni, kwa sababu ya time tungeelewana tu, kwa sababu we might be repeating the same, na kuna vitu mingi watu wamesema. There is somebody alisema let us think outside the box. Sio muda yuko wapi? Today liko na wanadamu. At least tukikumbuka outside that box itatusaidia. There was a time I was not even in this office, but aja kuja, naona analia kuja na ngendo.
Invu members, kitu cha kwanza ningependa kuongelea communication. Ni songe hapa. Communication ikikuwa mzuri, tutapata ya kuwa kila mtu anauzishwa. Kitu cha pili, network. Pasipo network, hakuna pahali tunaenda. Why should I talk on communication and network? Watu wengi hawajakuja. Kwa sababu nimejaribu kuongea na some of the members, wamesema hawakupata habari na vile nje kumekaa kugumu. Alafu kitu kingine, hapa awali tumekuwa na departmental heads. Ilikuwa ina easen up the work. Kwa sababu ungekuwa first aider, ingekuwa rahisi kurespond kurespond kwa disaster. Na nimerepeat kweli. Walikuwa nasema nakuja kurepeat, sija repeat. Asante.
Honorable members, my concern is about the issue of budgeting. Sometimes when if you are to spend 90% and you leave 10%, kuna swali. Nilikuwa naomba kwamba kuanzia mwaka huu, budget ya mwaka huu, that expenses mnaza reduce to 60%, alafu tuchukue kama 15% tupatiane projects kwa youth. Juu saizi ukikuja Red Cross unakuwa kama ni mahame. We want to make Red Cross a grade again. Red Cross has not been what it is now. We want to welcome this new ideology in the Red Cross system Bungoma branch so that we can compete nationwide. Kitu yenye nasema kwamba if you are to spend more than 90% or 90% and then you leave 10%, there's a question. So badala yake tupachetie projects yenye ziko sustainable. The project that can give birth to something else that is great for the project implementation. I was a board member sometimes back. There were so many things that the ideas. So I'm urging the current chairperson and the current administration, welcome the ideas. These ideas will build Red Cross. We will be a greater Red Cross than ever before. We had a project that we needed to have an ambulance here. A colleague mentioned it sometimes back. We still can live that dream. We had a color night, the first Red Cross branch to have a color night. It was through our leadership. So we embrace those ideologies. We had Professor Ibarra of the Kibabi University. There were so many things there were so many input he used to bring into here. So if you welcome in the professionals and with great ideas, Red Cross is going to grow and we're going to be great again. Thank you.
Asante. Asante. I only have two issues I want to pass across. First thing, I want to thank the chair and the county coordinator. Personally, I've done a research in 3 branches. I don't want to mention them, but I've done a research in 3 branches, 2 in this region and 1 in those sides of the other region. And sometimes when leadership is not very easy. So I want to take this opportunity to thank the chair and the county coordinator for the good harmonious correlation they are having. You may go to a branch and you find that the chair and the county coordinator, they rarely meet or they rarely communicate. So members, you are the people who put the chair and the county coordinator, we want to appreciate for the good relationship you are doing. Number 2, I want to encourage, I've seen some youthful faces, youths who are here. I want to encourage the youths who are here. Because at one time, me and Mark Amenda, me and Mark, at one time we were here, we were youths in this branch, and we were doing a lot, and that's where our mentorship came from. So I want to encourage youths who are here in this branch, work very closely with the management. There's something you will learn which will help you somewhere else, and it will help you. Number 3, you know, we have really talked so many things, and I want to appreciate everything. I want to, Mr. Chair and the county coordinator, you know, you remember that 2 months ago we had an online meeting, if I'm not wrong, and you put there a notice for the online meeting, 3 weeks for the members to join. But during that day of online meeting, we were only able to get only 21 members. I want to encourage members. We should not wait only, we come to during the AGM, then we ask our chair the questions. Every 3 months or 4 months, we can be having an online meeting so that our issues we are having, we can raise them through online. Some of them can be addressed. Si hapa ni sawa. Lastly, you know about the schools. Lastly, about the schools. You know, I want to request, it's just an appeal, na naomba tu tafadhali. The school clubs has not been doing very well. I want to request in a humble way, if you are here and you have an idea how we can run Red Cross clubs very well, kindly, if you are here and you have that idea, kindly, when the members go away, you remain behind so that we can talk together. I want to recognize someone who is here. She has been a very mentor on the sides of Sirisia sub-town there. Madam Helen, the Dean of Students, Sirisia TTI, just stand up for the just recognition. That madam is doing very well, and if we can have such people in various areas, our branch will improve. May God bless you.
Kuna mwingine? Time. Sawa.
Invume, habari zenu. Mimi nimesimama hapa, bwana chairman na kamati yako. I'm very bitter. Kwa sababu gani? Hii branchi tulitoa mbali. Sara, hii branchi tulitoa mbali. Kaspa, hii branchi tulitoa mbali. Lakini nikiona saa hii nyumba inakaa kama kaburi. Ukienda nyumba ile nilikuwa najenga, I was in charge of water sanitation. Hapa tukaanza mtindo ya maji, tukawa na focal person walikwisha. Wakati walileta manager wakaua sisi branch. Mkitaka hii branch survive, employ your own coordinator. Mkuwe na focal person.
Asante sana.
Okay. Jameni, mvua itanyesha na kuna watu wanaenda mlimani and I'm one of those people. Hata asubuhi nilikuwa na shida kubwa. Sasa naomba tu kwa sababu tutasema mwisho kilikana wakule hata kwa sahani hawezi paki ile mapaki kwa sahani. Si tupaki sasa ile jameni. Asanteni Bwana Chair. This branch naamini ni iko kwa cosmopolitan place. So kuna sentiments zingine tukiongea hapa lazima chairman moderate mkutano. There is no way, if there is any disagreement in one way or the other, we need to have decorum as we are dealing with a branch. Sisi sote ni members wa hii branch and we are here kuweka mawazo yetu pamoja so that the branch isonge mbele. Number two, the branch yetu sahi, kuna a lot of youths that are suffering here wakifanya vitu kusaidia branch. Some people hawapatikani hapa, but at the end of the day watu wanafanya nini? Wananyosha vidole. Mr. Chair, our request kama vijana, our request kama life members pia wa hii branch, wakati mtatoka mtataka pia sisi tuingie. So there is no way tutaruhusu branch ikufe kwa sababu ati chairman unakaribia kutoka. No, we won't accept that. So chairman, control mkutano. If there is any sentiments yenye unaona ziko awkward, stopisha. We cannot entertain ourselves kuongea narratives yenye itatusaidia. No, tumekuja kutengeneza branch, sio kuharibu branch. Asanteni. You know, for the first time sijaona watu hawana shida ya kutoroka haraka. Kuna wakati mwingine wanasema tumechoka tu, na leo unaona kila mtu tu anataka kusikiza. Haya, ongea basi.
Asante sana. Envu members, majina yangu naitwa Rose Chemos, ni focal person wa Mount Elgon. Na ningependa kushukuru board pamoja na coordinator wetu na members ambayo tumekuwa nayo for 3 years kwa project ambayo imekuwa ikirun Mount Elgon. Hiyo project imerun na ningependa kusema ya kwamba out of 3 counties, Bungoma County ndio ilikuwa the best kwa hiyo project ambayo ilikuwa ina run Mount Elgon. Kwa hivyo mimi ningependa tu ku appreciate kwa sababu branch yetu inasikika kwa umbali kwa kasi ambayo tunafanya. Kwa hivyo singependa tuweze kudalilisha branch yetu na volunteers mnafanya kazi mzuri, boti inafanya kazi mzuri na coordinator anafanya kazi mzuri. Kwa hivyo ningependa tu tuweze kuungana sub counties zote, focal persons, na tuweze kukaa chini na tuone tunafanya nini. Tukisema resource mobilization, wewe kama focal person wa hiyo sub county umerejesa shule ngapi na ni nini tunafanya na tumerejesa youths ngapi, ili situweze kukuwa na resource mobilization ya nini ya branch yetu na tuendeleze. Thank you.
Asante. Kwa majina naitwa Isaac Kasungura. Ni mtu hapa Kandui, but ile kitu nilikuwa nataka kuomba kama branch officials, mkikuja mkutano mkae kama hivi, msio mnalala, kwa sababu watu wengi hapa officials mkulikuwa mnalala. Msilale mbele ya wa members, utakuwa mnaonyesha picha mbaya, kwa sababu wengine nimewacapture kwa media, nikiposti tu hiyo inaleta picha mbaya tu. Sisi kama members tuwe watu ambao tunasaidika. Watu walienda gala nights, nasikia MC analipwa 30,000 na sisi kama ma MC tunawachwa na watu wa branch, watu wa Redcross. Hata mimi ningeomba 10,000 ni chairman, ningepewa hata 3,000. Sasa 30,000 na mimi nikileta, hata mimi naweza kuwa na watu wengi kushinda yule MC mwenye mliweka. Hiyo pesa ingine hata ungefanyia kazi ingine isaidie kulipia watu wengine, lakini tunaomba next time tutarekebisha hii mambo ya gala nights. Watu wengi hawakuhusishwa, sisi tuko na mascouts. other NGOs, tungewaambia hata wangekuja. Tungesaidia kwa sababu tuko hapa na wewe. Chris nisimama, Chris nisimama, Wiki nisimama, watu msimama. Hii ni watu wa Suru FM members, tungewapatia hiyo maposters waweke kwa mitandao zingine, at least ingeleta kitu, lakini mlijifanyia wenyewe na pesa yenye mlisanya ni kidogo. Nakumbuka last time tulifanya gala night, tulisanya 2 point, kama nadanganya Mr. Danikan, tulisanya pesa mingi sana. But for now tujaribu gala night sikiwa, tusiende kwa mahoteli kubwa kubwa, tufanyie tu hapa Red Cross, itakuwa rahisi. Asanteni sana. Mwingine anaweza ongea?
Okay. Hata mimi pia naweza ongea, si kweli? Si pia niongee? Pia niongee? Haya, niko na moja tu ambaye ningependa chairman, just a minute. Mnani nyuma? Sasa.
Sasa nafikia wa members tumeongea jameni. Kuna mambo mengi watu wameongea leo. For me as Cheptai, who is the chairperson of this branch, since I started entering Kenya Red Cross 2014 up to today, this is the first meeting that has been approached differently, and members have contributed positively unlike the others. So to me, mimi nimepongeza nyinyi kwa siku ya leo. Mwenzangu amesema hapa ya mwisho maneno ya MC. We had a meeting, that is our own board meeting. We said, and they are here, that we have to nurture our own members from the volunteers, so that hata kama ni shilingi 30 ama ni 10, yeye akisema 5, ingine itapakia nini branch. We agreed on that one. So I'm happy that mlisoma mindset kabla hatujafika hapo. Alafu kuna maneno ya youth. Maneno ya youth sincerely. Tukisema hapa hivi, that lady is suffering. Nataka kuongea why hakuna members wa youth kutosha, 12 members ama 11 members. Yet tuko na watoto. Kwa nini? Tukienda election, I remember the other year went for election. When I was the chairperson, we only chose chairman. There was no secretary, hakuna treasurer. We ended up in a very awkward situation. Recently, I don't know what happened. She has been having only 3 active members. 3. Na kuna watu wengi hapa. What do we do? So ongea na youth, mjiandikisha watu waingie hapa, so that we also talk of you. Msione wale wa university wanaodanganya. This one will go away because they are only coming from somewhere, they are in the university. Nyinyi muandikishe youth hapa. I remember when we went with one youth tukaenda mpaka region, and I stood firm. I said this one should be the chairman of the region. Na nikakubaliwa. He's the chairman. Somebody called is it Emmanuel. He comes from somewhere, I don't know where. We fought, and this lady anaitwa nani huyo? Rose. We fought with her mpaka tukafaulu. Sasa youth mmoja ameenda huko, wa mwana amepaki peke yake, hakuna watu wengine. Akisema youth, what she saying, she's struggling on her own. Afanye maisha ikutane. Ni nyinyi kutafuta youth, let us think outside the box, the way somebody has said, and let us not create vacuum. Wherever there is a vacuum, there is a problem. Let us make sure that vacuum is okay. Kuna kitu kingine somebody has talked again, maneno ya structures. Sincerely, wapi development committee? Mswame development committee. Huyu mwingine na yeye wako kwa development committee. I'm sure sooner or later on tukikuja hapa tutapata structures imejengwa hapo for rental. Mtapata tu manyumba yamejengwa. Hata ukiwa na uwezo kuja rent moja, hatuna shida. So that tusikae tu jana tulikuwa hivyo, leo tuko hivyo, kesho tuko hivyo. No. Alafu maneno ya welfare. There was a time I contributed 1,000. Sijui kwa monthly ama weekly sijui. Nika contribute tena. The account was there. Na hiyo kitu gaende kanyamaza. But me I was outside. Sikuwa ndani hapa. Ikanyamaza. But what somebody has said, nafikiri ni sio sijui ni nani amesema hapa. If we can think, what can we do as members? Sio lazima tuhusishe hata Kenya Red Cross sana. Kuna wengine inaitwa Koyem. Nani anajua Koyem? Hii iko na Ndengelwa hapa. What's that Koyem? Central something business. Those ones are people just who came out na wakajiunga wenyewe wakafanya welfare yao, and I'm part of that team. I don't know why they picked my number, but I'm number 112. Now, if we know one another here, this is Kenya Red Cross members. Why can't we think that of thinking outside the box the way somebody said? Tukikumbuka hivyo tunaweza itana nasema no. Madam Sisi, kuna watu watakuja hapa kesho waongee 1 2 3. Hata kama kuna nini kidogo chai tutengenezea hapo hivyo. You discuss what we do with our welfare. Kwa sababu mimi nikianzisha nitatoka na itakufa. Every six members tuanzishe kitu, alafu sasa mnakuwa lead agents. Na tutafanya bila matatizo yote. Alafu kuna kitu kingine about extension to Mount Elgon. Somebody has mentioned it somewhere else. I'm sure that issue tulikuwa somewhere in Nairobi, in Eldoret, Eka Hotel. I almost went parallel na team ya management, because what I felt like they were not feeling that. Si management hapa wale kutoka Nairobi mpaka Eldoret. Wa hapa hatuna shida, we are doing well. Sasa hiyo kitu mtu ame-mention, itabidi sasa sisi tukuje tukae chini in a different capacity ndio tufaulu hivi vingine hii. Because with them hawataki mashamba. Niliambia hawa kama mtaki mashamba na hiyo ni asset, at they are paying a lot of money somewhere else. I felt pains. Kwa sababu tulikuwa na shamba, kama sasa tungekuwa na shamba, tuna refugees tutakuwa kuja tunajengea wanakaa hapo kama holding ground wanaenda. But you see, and hiyo ni pesa. But you see, it's unfortunate. Somebody somewhere might not be seeing that. Anaona tofauti the way some of us are seeing. Na hakuna siku shamba it appreciate, I mean to depreciate, it appreciates. So tukipata mkiona iko mahali tunambuta aseme kama ile mzee wa Sirisha kwa amejitokeza tupatie shamba. Akikubali tungeenda na vijana ndio wageuka baadaye. So that one we are also looking at it, tuone tunafanya namna gani. Hakuna mtu amelala sana. Ngawaje mmesema mimi nilikuwa nalala, sikuona nikilala. Networking is very important. Mtu amesema hapa networking and communication is very important. It is true. Mkiwa nimekaa hapa kuna mizigo fulani imeletwa Nairobi, na kwa sababu somebody somewhere is too clever and they will be vitu yote Rotary patia kuleta mimi ama kuleta Mount Bungoma Elgon. Now because you are talking with this man, tuna network tuka salvage na yange kwako talking, networking, communication, hizo vitu ningepoteza. Sisi sasa kama tukiongeza hii, I believe and I'm sure kama tukiweka kwa wall, kuna mtu amesema tuongeze watu wengine hawako, alafu most of the time tunatumia simu kama yangu hii. Sasa ukiwa kwa hii inakuwa shida sana, lakini ukiwa kwa hizi zingine hizi ni heri, so that tunaweza kukubaliana after 2 months tunakutana ile yetu sisi kawaida na tunajadiliana vitu vingine. There's a lady who is not here, tuliongea naye kwa nini kwa wall wakati tulikuwa na Janet. That lady I never seen her, lakini what contribution she brought towards our existence in Kenya, in Bungoma, Kenya Red Cross. Baadaye I met her, anaitwa Janet, kumbe ni daktari hapa. She talked positively. Anasema tufanye hivi, tufanye hivi, tufanye hivi. Mimi sikuwa najua hata nafanya nini. Later on, I discovered if you have such a members, the way we have had so many members here today, who are contributing positively towards the welfare of this county and towards the uplifting Red Cross in Bungoma. Hiyo vitu mimi napenda sana tukifika hivyo. Alafu maneno ya departmental heads. Sincerely, those years tulikuwa na volunteers wanasimamia department. Saa hii is opposite. Tumepatiwa ngapi? 3. Na wale wanasimamia ni botu wenyewe. So it is not me was created, but somebody somewhere has created it. Tukasema through somebody think outside the box. What do we do? Pengine wakati moja hawa departmental heads watasema bwana madam utatusaidia kucoordinate these affairs so that we hasa nakuwa mtu wetu mbado tunafanya. That is how we have thought outside the box. Hiyo ndio tunafanya. Kuna vitu mingi kutoka Nairobi, I don't know who structures those things, kwa sababu vitu vingine kabisa kama minutes atawataki majina. Sasa mimi nikasoma kweli iko cycle hapo. Sasa nikasimuliza na kama auditors wanakuja watafanyaje? Wakasema you take that one ile attendance list unaweka wapi? Nyuma huko. I don't know what they also have in mind because that's now beyond me. Now, hiyo tumeongea hiyo. Maneno ya ambulance, my friend. Aliongea maneno ya ambulance. Hii ambulance hii plus ama sijui nahitaji hiyo ilikuwa monitored na national sijui NEC, lakini sasa kwa saa hii sisi tunataka tupate tu gari kama hiyo kwanza. Tukipata hiyo pato tatuletea sisi income, kwa sababu ikienda tu nje hivi pesa ndio hiyo, ikienda tu nje hivi pesa ndio hiyo. So as we are talking, waje tuangalie hii mwaka huu sasa ikwende kukwisha, next year tuongee vitu vingine. But I'm believing and I'm sure that if you people come here next year, the same people who wamekuja hapa and you have said something that we feel like we should have done, please make sure unatuambia mapema tuone ni mahali gani hatujafanya, kwa sababu I was even wondering kuna mtu anaweka notes minutes, mtu akaniambia inawekwa mahala. So kindly tunataka tufanye hii branch ibadilike. Somebody amesema hapo ati mtu kidogo hii, mimi naangusha ndovu. Hiyo ndio usuri yangu peke yake. Ndovu ikiwako na inaona ilikuwa ngumu, ni kama shindano, ikichoma hivi hiyo ndovu itaenda mpaka itafura, itaanguka. So that's my behavior. Na napenda almost everybody. I like people. Without people I'm not comfortable. Hata ukikuja kwangu wale wamekuja huko, mnaona every time there are so many people outside there. Ndio mimi napenda nyinyi sana. So let us work pamoja. Vile nani alisema let us be one. Nani kuna hii jamaa wa first aid. Na first aid maneno ya mashule tunaanza mwezi wa pili hii. Tuko tunaenda kwa education, Department of Education tupatie mwezi wa 5. Ndio tamu ya pili hii. Term 2, ndio term 2. Sasa tunaanzia kwa nini, kwa county, tuende kwa sub counties, alafu kwa mashule. Tunataka tufanye kazi mpaka wajue kuna watu wapi hapo. So kindly maneno ya mashule na first aid, hao watu watafanya kazi kupindukia. Wakubali wakatae, we have also somebody Kongani who is a member of somewhere kwa hii walimu hii. Na yeye sasa ndiye anatusaidia huko nje kusukuma vitu vingine. Kindly mkitusupport sisi, next time I'm sure tutatafuta hata basi ya kubeba tu watu kuja na magari kutoka Kumula huku na kurutisa. The other time used to be doing that. Lakini sasa hii sijui tulifika wapi, lakini I promise kama tungali wasima, unless tu mashetani tokee mahala, this time nataka tunakula, tunapanda gari yetu, tunarudi. At the end of the day, once in a while, once in a year, mara moja tu kwa mwaka, tutakufa kweli? Ati tumetoa shilingi 5? Hapana. Unless watuambie sisi tuko wasimu kidogo. Otherwise, mimi nimesema asanteni. Kama kuna maneno ya certificate hapa. Bahati mbaya we have lost one of our members, a life member. Anaitwa jina hapa, mimi sijui kusoma majanga hiyo. Anaitwa nani? Huyu member sijui anatoka within this place ama wapi? This member wanasika tarehe 2 kesho kutwa. He's a life member. Sasa simjui sana, lakini at the end of the day you are aware that somebody utumelose moja member wetu. Nafikiria ile ya youth kindly hebu mkumbuke. There's a friend of mine who just came here last. Ali amekuwa hapa wa mwisho. Mwili mdogo hivi kama mimi. Hebu tuangalie maneno ya youth, tufanyaje ndio hii timu iwe vizuri. Hakuna kabisa tukiongea hivi. And I don't know. Alafu kuna mtu alisema hapo Muhandia. Let me tell you. Madam, sisi. Hello. One day tukiwa na finance kidogo hivi, nataka tuende tufanye benchmarking. Na tusiende benchmarking ile unafikia is the best ama the worst randomly. Tuende tuko one of the tuchukua hao members ine hivi 2 days after tunarudi. Pesa iisha na tungali wasima. So that these people can realize, can understand that our branch is better than some of this branch. Ukienda huko unashangaa. Haya Kericho, ubaya nimekoti the jina. Nani anaitwa nini? Hii chairman hawasikizani na coordinator, hata wajuani. Coordinator anafanya vyake, mimi ninafanya vyangu. Mpaka anaenda wanaenda nini? Wakilalamika. Na hapa sisi tunakaa tunakula, tunakuja tunaongea. So kindly our branch come what may, we are at least better than some of the branches. Na unaona vitu mingi, namba 2 namba 1, namba 2 namba 1. Na uzuri yenyewe napenda umpige makofi. Ni kama wale vitu walingoa nini kwa ambao kapeleka huko. Na mtu akasema mnangolea watu nini manyumba. Na sasa wanajenga wasemi, mbona mnajengea watu manyumba? Is opposite. So it's the same story. Wewe amesema maneno mingi, Mimi nimesema mengi, lakini at the end of the day, let us be one and do the work. Kuna certificate nataka tupeane. Wanafanya hivi.
Mtasapotiana na Dr. Pilo. Okay, members, allow me thank you very much for thank everyone, each of you, for the work well done in 2025 to 2026. In one way or the other, we all contributed to the development of this branch, to the success of everything that we did. Even if you didn't reach here physically, just sending us messages and guiding us all worked. So we have a few certificates for a few members that were recognized, and we have the first one, the Volunteer of the Year, male and female. The Volunteer of the Year recognizes the contribution of the Kenya Red Cross Society, a person who has overcome diversity and made great contribution. And allow me call Dr. Pilo to come hand over this certificate. The Volunteer of the Year for the female goes to Sela Amukoya. Sela Amukoya. The male, Sela Amukoya. And the male, David Torombo. David Torombo. Kando. Ayuko, weka kando. Weka kando. The second award goes to implementing partner. The implementing partner is a word given that recognizes all the entities that Kenya Red Cross are working with. That this particular partner who came on board and supported us in all our anti-jiggers campaigns. Yeye ndiye alikuwa na support na madawa, mara peane volunteer transport and everything, and the partner is called Nainuka Foundation. A representative of Nainuka Foundation, kindly come forward. Then we have the next one is the chapter award. In Bungoma, we have various chapters. We have currently Kibabi chapter, Kisiwa, KMTC Chwele, KMTC Main, Sirisia is also on board. And to this, for the chapter award, goes to Kibabi University. Watu wa Kibabi mchunge, Sirisia wako hapo mpaka Dini wao ndiye amekuja mwenyewe. They are coming. Yes. And we have award to the public relations. The public relations award is given to an outstanding media relations in cooperation that includes outreach activities in humanitarian field. The award supports someone with kids, social media and media relations. This goes to Jacinta Hayamba. Jacinta Hayamba, she's not there. Innovation of the Year recognizes the initiatives used in various counties and regions to deliver humanitarian response. Like hizi videos tulikuwa tuna watch hapa, and this goes to a boy by the name Emmanuel Kisavuli. Innovation of the Year is the one who's been supporting all the branch videos and everything. It's not there. The Community Service Award. The Community Service Award. The Community Service Award recognizes and celebrates a well-known personality, an individual who have supported and partnered, worked out to promote volunteerism, humanitarian work in the last year. This goes to Samuel Mutinda. We have Special Recognition Award. Individuals and groups, organizations that have selflessly and highly devoted, engaged in humanitarian work without expecting any return. We have this one particular partner, year in, year out. They always come on board to support us, give us food freely, just to donate to individual every December on 24th. This goes to Sisters of Poor Clares. They are not here, it is a convent, and sisters are not allowed to leave the convent. So we will have to take it to them in Kimaiti. And finally, we have the Community Health Award. The Community Health Award goes to highlights a volunteer service that engages in improving healthcare and encourages services. Basically, the community health workers that we work with on board. So we have one of us who is a community health worker and also a member called Gladys Nalienya. Asante sana Gladys. Gladys comes from Loha border, and she does exemplary work to represent us there at the border. And finally, we have the Inclusion Award that recognizes group or individual that have been active in promoting access to services for special group. And this award goes to Mary Grace Werunga.
Thank you.
I'm done. Yes.
You are done. Thank you.
Back to you. Close the meeting.
Close the
Imeisha. Wacha sasa nipatie mwenzangu huyu mrefu kuliko mimi amalize hii kipindi.
Good evening, members. We prepared something small for the stomach. So tafadhali, when we finish up with the word of prayer from a volunteer, we shall just approach the entry porch chapel. We have some small meal that has been prepared for you. Congratulations to all the people who have been awarded today. And through the chair, I would like to invite someone to kindly pray for us as we close this meeting and for the meal that has been prepared. Thank you. Any volunteer to pray for us? Ambaye ameshika.
So raise up and let's appreciate the Almighty. Father Lord, in the name of Jesus Christ, we want to thank you this afternoon. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for the good work that you have guided us through. We appreciate you for the favor and the grace that you've given unto us, and we pray that even those who have been awarded today, may you give them a heart of humanity to continue serving the nation and even serving the community. We thank you and we worship you. We glorify your name for the leadership. May you give them the wisdom and the way to allocate and also appreciate others. We thank you and we worship you. May you guide us as we go through. Let us go with your favor. And even the meal that we're going to take, may you bless it in Jesus' name I pray. Amen.